This VOD was streamed on twitch.tv/ShamanthaPlays. If you want more, go over there and give me a follow. Hello, hold on. My PNG tuber is always forgetting what mic I'm using. Hold on. I just realized after all this time that this page of the scene is not capturing my Spotify. So maybe I add that. Hold on. Spotify? Nope. Should not have shown that. Me bad. I thought it would show up at the back. Oh well. Maybe desktop audio. It's fine. That's fine. So what is up? I debated streaming today because I realized like 2 hours before stream that the new Hunger Games book came out, and I just immediately picked it up and started reading. And let me tell you, a new Hunger Games book is not the pre-stream vibe you want to be going with, especially because of how sad it is. It's not even sad in like an overt way. It's sad in a, what's it called? I forget what it's called. I am a bad English major, but it's sad in the dramatic irony way, where all these things are happening on the page, but I know what happens in the future, and that makes it sad. Because the new book is about Haymitch, right? And it's set like 25 years in the past. And he's surrounded by ghosts. It's just ghosts everywhere. Every single person he's talking to, every path he's taking, every step he's taking, it's all rubble. It's all gone. It's all ghosts. It's so hard to read. Hi V. What's up? Are you currently in a position to watch? Or are you currently on break? Because sometimes I assume you're on break when you show up to stream. And I never know whether you are on break or are you in a position to watch. Oh man, my chat is a little too low there. Hold on, let's figure that out, shall we? There's chat. Move higher. Okay, the yeses and the nos are getting a bit confusing. Are you on break? Yes or no? Now answer. Are you gonna answer me or are you just gonna laugh? None. You're not on break. So I'm gonna assume you're sitting at home, you have your cat on your lap or something, and you're chilling. Because that is the ideal scenario here. To be sitting at your desk, hanging out with your cat. Say hello to Keanu for me, because he is one of my favorite cats of the whole internet. He doesn't even have like a social media presence or anything. He's just you. It's just you. And I love that cat. Anyway, that book is so hard. It's so hard. And I'm going to sit down and I'm gonna be nice and chatty and happy for you guys. And for any VOD watchers or anyone who happens to hang out. And I'm gonna be nice and chatty and happy and giddy interacting with these men of the cloth while I'm just gonna be thinking about a few hours from now when I get to go off stream and go back to this book and bawl my eyes out over everything that's happening. Thank you. This is one of 2 hairstyles that I have. My little PNG tuber has, and I need to sit down and make more, but the layers are just so hard because I'm really bad at hair from the front view. So hair from the front view, especially with the layers of the pink, it's a little difficult for me to get the perspective. Especially in a way that communicates that it's tied a certain way. It's just a lot easier when it's like 3/4 view. But front view? Nah, dog. It's hard. I hope my main hurdle when it comes to this game, I think, is trying to find a spot where I can put my PNG tuber. And if that doesn't work, I might just use my old overlay because I don't think there is a good spot to put her that won't block the portraits of the cardinals. And I didn't think of that until literally as I hit stream. So we're gonna figure that out together, alright? Actually, let's figure that out now so I can keep yapping. Let me get rid of these flowers. Oh, that's my PNG tuber. I actually don't know how to get rid of these flowers. Nope, they're just there. That's fine. And let us put in this game. Whoops. Love that. Hold on. Hit the screen. And we stretch it out this way. And it blocks the flowers. There we go. I think that works. And then move my chair. Move my PNG tuber to the side a little bit so that she's not blocking the screen in any way. Where Where's my overlay? There we go. We can figure this out. We're good. I'm a good streamer. Okay, unfortunately, the turtle pond option, I have no idea what it is. I think I have to collect turtles. They're achievements. This is insane because I'm gonna look this up. When did this game come out? When did this movie come out? Conclave. It came out October 25, 2024. That is, so it's March 18, so October to November 1, November to December 2, December to January 3, January to February 4, February to March 5. They put together a team and made this game with achievements in 5 months. There's even a gallery. See, there are turtles. 5 months. This team put together this game in 5 months. I have no idea how they did that. I'm in awe of them. Like, there's full art here. Hold on, let me turn off my Dan and Phil beats because it's playing in my... Okay, hold on. I need to put together... Okay, this... Because I haven't used this overlay in a while. So I'm trying to figure out how... Trying to remember how my other game stuff is set up. Okay. So because this isn't a Steam game, OBS is weird about capturing just this audio, so I have to use desktop audio. So if it's a little scuffed, that's why. Hold on, let me advance audio properties. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, the problem is I don't have my alerts set up here. So let me do that real quick. Twitch alerts. Hello, not the Twitch help portal. Just send me to where the alerts are on my dashboard. Please. There we go. Alerts. Alert box. Copy browser source. We're adding the browser source. Browser source. Alerts. The name is already in use. Alerts with overlay. And we'll put that together. Control audio via OBS. There we go. That goes there. And let's send over a preview alert, shall we? Edit alerts. Send. Did that make a sound? Hold on, I forgot. I think it made a sound for you guys, but not not for me. I gotta lower the volume for that. Okay. Advanced audio properties, monitor and output. Now I'm gonna test it again. Okay. Is that a good volume for you? Thank you, V. Increase your mic volume a bit. Just all right. I gotta put together a new overlay because I am so constantly annoyed by the fact that when I'm trying to edit like a short form TikTok or like a YouTube short, that sometimes I have to cut the I have to cut the video in such a way that it hides my PNG tuber. It annoys me so bad. The echo? There's an echo? Hold on, hold on. Okay, there. My Twitch was playing in a window. That is my bad. Okay. Is it gone now? Hopefully it is gone now. I should have practiced this before I went live, but this is Delectatio Morosa, a Conclave visual novel. So I don't think there's much interesting in the controls. Okay. Dialogue skipping, page up and down, hide user interface. Takes us. What is self-voicing? Oh! Okay, that opened the window. A self-voicing mode in which a speech synthesizer is used to read out text. Okay, we don't need self-voicing. Shift A, accessibility menu. Gamepad? This has gamepads? This has controller support? You're telling me this visual novel fan game that was built in 5 months has controller support? Are you joking? These devs are crazy. I gotta message them or something because I'm obsessed. I actually don't know how hard it is to put controller support, but I have encountered games that don't have controller support, so I wonder. Alright. New game. My problem right now is that I think an ad starts in 5 minutes. I can't wait to play this out IRL in a few weeks when the Pope croaks. Are you implying that you are currently in the Vatican working for a cardinal, or perhaps a cardinal yourself, and you will be involved in the conclave? Because I would be obsessed if someone from the Vatican actually came in just to watch this random Filipino girl play a fan game about what is essentially Pope fanfiction. Down to fuck with some old ass priests, like a god of chaos, like a little gremlin messing with the conclave. That would be really funny if everything in conclave was the same, except there was a side character that liked to play pranks, like whoopee cushions when Tedesco sat down. I would watch that. I would watch that side, like maybe a Hulu original series. How would you even tell which one has the juiciest ass from the robes they're wearing? The one that I imagine it's the one that has it sticking out. You have to measure with like a protractor the angle of which the cloth drapes across their ass to see which one has the juiciest ass. Okay. Okay. We're clicking new game. We're clicking new game. Sound? What about the sound? What happened? I think the music of the game is a little there's like a vibe in the music, like a static. So if you hear the audio kind of staticky, I think that's intended because it's like background noise of the basilica, I think. All right. Enough yapping. It has been what? 20 minutes. We got to get to this game. Yeah, you're not crazy. There's actual static in the game. All right. New game. I don't think it has background music in real life. A crowd cheers in St. Peter's Square.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum Habemus Papam.
Oh, oh. Are you alright, Benitez? Sir. In the official chambers of Pope Innocent the 14th, 1 hour after the coronation. Oh my god! The little arrow button that that says that there's more dialogue. The little arrow? Oh my god, it's a cross. Wait, that's so cute. That's so cute. Okay, that's a little loud in my ear. Good morning, Your Holiness. I can't do a Ralph Fiennes impression. Don't ask. Good morning, Thomas. The world is very proud of its new pope. You had an excellent coronation. Ah, so it has been told to me. But Thomas, I have my worries. Worries? Your Holiness, what could be causing you worry? In 1 week is All Saints' Day. Every year the Vatican hosts a large mass and celebration in the middle of St. Peter's Square, as you well know. There's only a week to prepare for the millions of people and pilgrims who will be flocking here. And I know I must put forth a good first impression. You must? I am well supported by the College of Cardinals, but... There are sound effects! Did you hear him sigh? Oh my gosh. There are many in the Curia and the outside world that need convincing that I belong in the position of Pope. If I should fail next Sunday, there are many who will look at it happily, as a sign from God that I am unfit. Whatever you need, Your Holiness, I am at your service. Oh my god! Wait! Oh my god! The corners, the corners here on their portraits, it's the design of their crosses in the movie, the ones on their chest. Oh my gosh, the attention to detail. That's so cool. Look, it's a simple wooden cross. Oh my god. I am obsessed with these devs. I need to lay flowers at their feet because I love this so much. It's so stupid how much I love this. Pope Innocentius pats Lauren's shoulder gently, then takes a seat behind the large oak desk. I only wish you to perform your job as my dean to the best of your ability. You have much more in your to-do list than I. I do not envy you, Thomas. There's little speech bubbles on the side as well. There's so much detail. Of course. And don't forget to ask for help. You only have until the evening mass on Saturday to get everything completed. Okay, that's our goal. Evening mass. I will not let you down, Your Holiness. I promise. I know you won't, Thomas. Oh, please don't have faith in me. I am not good at visual novels. It takes me at least 2 playthroughs to figure out how a visual novel works. I have lost and fumbled many a cartoon boy and girl from visual novels, and I don't expect it to be any different here. Come see me again this evening. I would like a rundown on how my first day as Pope went among the Holy See. Day 1. 7 days until All Saints' Day. Oh my god, wait. Gospel of the day? Today's gospel is a passage from Luke chapter 12, verse 54 to 59. I will read out this gospel during this 2-minute ad break. So I'm sorry to whoever has a sub. He said to the crowd, "When you see a cloud rising in the west, immediately you say, 'It's going to rain.' And it does. And when the south wind blows, you say, 'It's going to be hot.' And it is. Hypocrites! You know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and the sky. How is it that you don't know how to interpret this present time? Why don't you judge for yourselves what is right? As you are going with your adversary to the magistrate, try hard to be reconciled on the way, or your adversary may drag you off to the judge, and the judge turn you over to the officer, and the officer throw you in prison. I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny." Now I'm wondering if they actually picked the gospel. I actually don't know if the ad break has started. Yeah, the ad break has started. I'm wondering now if they picked like the actual gospel, because I know there's a set gospel for the year. Now I'm wondering if which came first, the plot and the themes explored in the game, or the gospel. Oh well. Oops. Okay, let's save. Okay. Pope Innocence. The official portrait of Pope Innocence the 14th. Every office in the Vatican has one. Alright, ad break has finished. Thank you, Kettle. I need to remember. It is 14th. It is Pope Innocentius the 14th. I cannot be trying to read this Roman numeral every time I read his name. 14th. 14. Okay. Inventory. Nothing in my inventory. Conversation log. They have a log? They have a conversation log? Map. Oh, look at his little face! Oh, Cardinal Lawrence. He looks like he's worrying so hard. Look at the little wrinkles on his forehead. The wrinkles between his eyes. Alright, start day 1. Lawrence leaves the official chambers and begins his walk to St. Peter's Basilica to begin preparations. Your Eminence! Monsieur O'Malley! Raymond! Unironically, my favorite character from the film. He was just so ready to dig up the dirt and allow Lawrence his plausible deniability. I love him. I love this guy. I'm so happy he's in here. Outside on the grounds of the Vatican, Lawrence runs into Monsignor Raymond O'Malley, secretary to the dean. This is the iPad guy, yes. And one of his best friends, aww. He is always running errands and doing secretarial work for the dean, and this week in particular will be no exception. Good morning, Your Eminence. Good morning, Ray. Are you excited for the upcoming festivities? For the most part, Your Eminence. Look at this text effect. Chef's kiss. There are quite a lot of logistics on my end that need working out. But don't worry about me. You have a lot of your own duties to attend to before the celebration on Sunday. Yes, I know, managerial stuff. Lawrence had hoped, after the conclave, he would find more depth to his position as dean. Unless things change radically this week, he fears it will be more of the same. Look at his face. Look at this poor guy's face. He, he looks absolutely dead inside. I think... I don't know if it's on purpose, but knowing this fandom, 50-50. Maybe they wanted it to be like plausible deniability, but they definitely injected a little bit of flirtiness. And that might be just them staying faithful to the movie. Management without anything of substance. Beyond planning, Thomas. You'll be advising all the top Curia officials. Secretary of State Cardinal Bellini, head of the Mater Ecclesiastic Convent Sister Agnes, and Pope Innocentius himself during the preparations as well. Right. I'll be sure to help them where I can. And you received this memo from the Pope not too long ago. He wants you to keep a special eye on our problem children. Oh dear, our problem children. Cardinal Tedesco, who is in town for the festivities. Bishops Tremblay and Adeyemi, as I said, they got demoted? They got demoted. Okay, it's crazy that, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. Tremblay and Adeyemi actually had infractions, quote unquote, and had measurable behavior that would get them demoted from Cardinal. But it's still crazy that the fascists did not get demoted. But whatever, that's the church. It's fine. Especially Bishops Tremblay and Adeyemi. I know you and Pope Innocentius chose not to fire them to prevent them from creating a scandal so soon in his papacy. Okay, that makes sense. But their presence here will surely leave a pockmark on it anyway if you do not ensure they fall back into line as they should. Goodness me, I'm becoming a real shepherd, aren't I? Oh yes, you are, Cardinal Lawrence. What a flock to keep charge of. You'll only have time to speak with 3 people daily. Okay, mechanics. 3 people daily, once the preparations really begin. So do try your best to manage that. Everyone else is just as busy, so you'll only have 3 opportunities to meet with them. Make it count. One more thing. Please do your best to speak with everyone as often as possible. Showing preference for one person and not speaking to anyone else would be frowned upon the Curia. Okay, they're telling me don't speak to the Pope every day because he's your favorite. Okay. My favorite of the popes is obviously Benitez. However, I feel like, and this is me being friend that's too woke, I don't know if I want to pursue the Pope as it becomes a weird professional frowned upon relationship with him as the head of the church and our superior. So maybe we pursue Bellini, who we have to, fix our friendship and mend that bridge after the events of the movie. Maybe we have to get them to understand each other again. Pursue everyone? Are you telling me that you want good old Cardinal Lawrence to be a whore? I don't think that's right. He is a holy man, alright? He would be, as our language says, faithful. He is a faithful man. Or maybe there is a polyamory option here that I'm not considering. I don't know what the devs have in store for us. I feel like it would be crazy if this game made in 5 months had a proper, I wouldn't say proper, because they said that there's no outright romance. But it would be crazy if it had a proper everyone holding hands, low-key polyamory option. And something like Baldur's Gate 3 didn't. Maybe we'll romance Ray. Though there is that dynamic that we're his boss. I think I will actually go for Bellini though. I'll try my best to remain neutral. The lying liar said. Lyingly. I wonder how that works. Do we get docked points off the good boy chart if we talk to Bellini every day? Is there like, do we get graded by the rest of the priests at the end? Because that would be really funny. I really like how this background is stylized. Do you see that brush? The brush with the several lines on it? It's very pretty. Okay. Let me drink water. That's a lie. I'm drinking Sprite. I don't know why I said water. I'll keep an ear to the ground for you as you talk with them throughout the week and make a chart so you know how you're doing with supporting them. Okay. We do have to get good grades at our dean duties. I'm gonna get such bad grades. I got such bad grades in school. I will, no doubt, get bad grades here as well. The closer you get to someone, the more likely it is they'll want to have you take their confession about something that's troubling them. Ooh. You can either return the sentiment or absolve them of it. Oh, hello, Plants and Magic! The backgrounds are lovely. I love the brush strokes and the colors. You guys did a wonderful job. Thank you. I am enjoying the game immensely. Oh my god, we have to actually hold confession. This is giving me flashbacks. In school, we had to, I think it was the routes. Oh my god, there are multiple routes. I might end if the game doesn't take too long to finish, or if I speed through it, because I imagine if you can go slowly. I might end up playing more than one route, but we'll see. This give me flashbacks to high school. Is there an evil route? I don't know. What would you consider an evil route? Man, in high school, every quarter, they had to sit us down and have us go one by one to the chapel to have our confession taken. And it was, I feel like it gave all the girlies with anxiety such problems trying to figure out what to say. And also, if you had anxiety, it would be like, oh my god, what if I spend too long in there? Am I a bad person? Yes, we sat inside the box. I think they would have like a box brought in and placed in the chapel, or like there was a, I generally don't remember anymore if there was a box in the chapel or if there was like a back room to the chapel that they made us go into to speak with the priest. And then you'd have to like perform how intensely you prayed the Hail Marys that the priest gave you afterwards. It was crazy. It was like, and that priest was working, right? He had 150 girls to go through within the day. Can you imagine hearing the confession of 150 teenage girls in a row? Can you imagine the drama he had knowledge of? Good lord. Okay. I know this, Ray. I know. But after such an what did he slap? What did he slap? Was it like, I can't imagine he slapped his iPad. That might crack the screen protector. Okay, and it wouldn't make that sound. Did he smack Ray's behind? His side? His nice little ball head? I don't know why there was a whip sound, but it added character. Okay, after such an intensive conclave, emotions are very volatile and raw, so keep this in mind as you interact with everyone. And be careful, if you return the sentiment on too many confessions, people don't like to share who they tell or their secrets and sins with. Okay. There's nothing sacred or special about the role of confessor if everyone in the Vatican has the same one. Okay. Why did he... His eyes moved down. I think he did smack him on the side. But I highly doubt I will ever need to heed this advice. I have somewhere I need to be, but if you ever need anything, please ask me for it. There's a part of me that really, really wants to hear Tedesco's confession. Like, I actually don't care about the sins of everyone else. I need to know what Tedesco thinks is worthy of confessing in confession. I am at your service. I'll come by your apartment every night to let you know how you're doing so you can best strategize your next day's activities. We have a nightly dinner date with Monsignor O'Malley. 1,000,000 thank yous, Ray. I'll see you this evening. Goodbye for now, Dean Lawrence. Monsignor O'Malley walks off towards the administration buildings. Lawrence resumes his attempt to visit the basilica. Okay. Oh, there he is. He is, of course, stopped again by his oldest and dearest friend, Secretary of State to the Holy See, Aldo Cardinal Bellini, who is carrying paperwork to the office of Pope Innocentius. He looks troubled as he stops Lawrence. Good morning, Thomas. I love how Stanley Tucci was drawn. That is the Tucci. Look at his face. Look at his eyebrow. Obsessed. Good morning, Aldo. Is something the matter? He has a different font. Hold on. Do they all have different fonts? Pause. I didn't notice what... I didn't notice. Maybe it's because he's a sans serif. I was just thinking about how we have not spoken much since the end of the conclave. He's apologizing. Aww. I just wanted to tell you how sorry I am again at how I behaved last week. It was foolish of me to call into question your intentions when I have known you for so long. I truly should have known you better than that. I'm so real. This is difficult. I want to tease him. That's a little fruity. But, I do want to tease him. I want to tease him. We all let power get to our heads once in a while. Should the hairless among us... Time out. Should the hairless among us be branded as sinners because they have less protection from the elements? The year of the bald guy. Oh my god. Careful, Thomas. Your house is very nearly glass as well. I need someone to get Northern Lion to play this. Of course I forgive you, Aldo. Think nothing of it. I am imagining such insane things every time this whip sound effect happens. Realistically, it would be like smacking the shoulder in a friendly gesture or whatever. But because he just made fun of him being bald, in my head he full on open hand slapped his bald ass head and to make the whip sound. I'm sorry, Stanley Tucci. You're beautiful. You and your lack of hair is beautiful. I know you well enough to know that it's not what's truly in your heart. Thank you for saying that. It's silent for a beat. This is... Okay, sure. You guys... Someone say something! Oh, that's so awkward. How are your preparations going? Oh, fine, I suppose. I need to write the Angelus address for Saturday. They have addresses for the Angelus? I thought we just prayed at noon and then the sound I played played the prayer over the sound system. You have to actually sit down somewhere for the Angelus sometimes? I need to look this up after the game. At our school, Angelus was at noon, right? So it was just like they would play it over the sound system and you had to freeze where you were standing. If you were like playing tag with your friends, all of you would just drop. Not drop, like you would be standing, but you'd all freeze and just stand there for like 3 minutes while the prayer went. Okay. I need to finish organizing my diplomatic notes to go over with Pope Innocent. Busy as always, nothing new. Oh no. Let's help him. Let's help him. I did say that I wanted to pursue him. If you ever need me, please come find me. I am at your disposal, as always. Oh, look at their little smiles. I love them. Oh, look at the time. It's already past noon. I'll keep you in my prayers this week, Thomas. I hope this week treats you very kindly after everything last week. I love this text effect. It conveys so much. I'll do the same for you. Farewell for now. Goodbye. He watches as Bellini hurries off, giving a polite wave when the American turns back to give him a wave of his own. Alright, who's stopping us this time? For the third time, Lawrence begins to walk towards St. Peter's Basilica. But as he is passing Casa Santa Marta, he spots Sister Agnes being followed like a mother goose with 8 of her nuns, all carrying various bags of cooking ingredients, excepting Sister Agnes herself, who has a clipboard she keeps looking over. He rushes over to hold the door to the building open for them. A wonderful afternoon, Sister Agnes. Hey, Queen. Dean Lawrence, what a kind thing for you to do. Thank you. How are you? How are your nuns? Sister Agnes looks at him a little strangely. We are all well. Am I now officially on the list of people you must check up on for events? Lawrence feels his ears heat up slightly. It's such a short turnover from the Conclave. I'm just checking in. We are well. Thank you for asking. Lots to do. She shifts the clipboard in her hand slightly as Lawrence continues to hold the door open awkwardly. Her nuns have already gone inside to put the ingredients away. Say none of these things. I think that there's something so funny about the way that's phrased. I feel like we already teased Bellini. What if we just fully lean into Clown Lawrence, Joker Lawrence? Just a little funny guy trying to put humor into... I don't know if that's true to his... If we pick it every time, I'm not sure if that's the kind of cardinal I want to be. However, I am myself a Joker. Right? I don't know if picking the silly option every time. I wonder how that affects everyone's relationship with you. Sister Agnes seems to be very serious. So let us say none of these things. Lawrence shifts awkwardly. At any rate, please let me know if there's anything myself or the Curia can do for you. We are at your disposal. I will keep this in mind, Dean Lawrence. Oh, I love that they all have different sounds and different fonts. Different fonts to their text. Oh, I need to pay attention to the sounds of the other ones. Because I just noticed with her that she has like a different, more I would say sharp or slappy typewriting sound. He really should be sprinting to his next destination, but these days when Lawrence goes outside, he gets distracted by the wonder of God's creation. It makes him stop and take in the ever-changing surroundings of the world outside. This must be the impact of the Conclave. The Sistine Chapel is a marvel, but after spending days on end being forced to count every brushstroke, Lawrence has been too grateful for new views. God does like to test his creations, though. Just as Lawrence finishes sending his thanks to God, he sees some red cloth in his peripheral vision. This must be what it's like to spot a shark's fin on the horizon. The Kano. The smack! You hear the smack when he showed up. Oh my god. Joffredo Tedesco makes his way to Lawrence through the pedestrians. Oh my god, he has more... His music is crazy. Patriarch. The whip sounds. Oh my god. Are you in such a formal mood? Oh, I love his font. It's so sassy. The only cardinal with such a beautiful head of hair. Look at it. Look at how it poofs up. You just know he's spending his stipend putting pomade in that thing. I love it. You started... Okay, let's not immediately start beef. And what about it? Well, we did just have a papal coronation, and it is about to be All Saints' Day. Protocol isn't the worst thing in the world right now. Don't worry, until very recently you have stuck to protocol very well. Nice wink. Good lord. This is probably a reference to Lawrence breaking into the late Holy Father's papal apartments, but Lawrence refuses to acknowledge the invitation to a debate. And lately, how did you like our new Pope's coronation? It all went off without incident, and a record number turned out to see our Holy Father. Whether that will translate to more people returning to the fold? Well, it is really flirty. Obsessed with it. Well, who knows? For now, Pope Innocence is new and exciting, and he knows how to speak persuasively to a crowd. I have no complaints for the moment. Pope Innocent, of course, famously spoke persuasively to a certain sequestered crowd well before his coronation, but Lawrence dodges this verbal trap as well. Verbal trap. Yes, our new Holy Father shows a lot of promise. And he's smart enough to not make specific promises. Of course not. He's been busy seeing to the welfare of people who are injured and mourning because of the attack. Yes, it's the least he can do. Look at their faces. Oh my god. This artist captured their bitchy little micro expressions so well. I love it. How have you been enjoying your time here this week? Oh, well, it's the Vatican. You know how it is. This could mean anything. Anything at all. Or maybe nothing. Which could mean nothing. That I do. I saw that you were placed in the same apartments that you had during the conclave. Oh, okay. Yes. That's a... Are you going to leave us a bad Google review? Hold on. On one hand, I do want to know why he reacted so strongly. On the other hand, I do want to ask if he's going to leave us a bad Google review. Oh my god. What's that travel... He's gonna write a review on TripAdvisor saying they don't house the Cardinals well enough. 1 star. I can't not pick it. Is something not to your liking? You know those rooms are terrible, Tommaso. They do get cold quickly. And it's nearing winter. You do have that fancy cloak to keep you warm. And should I sleep in it like I'm a bat? Will it be so intolerable to stay there for the week? Intolerable? No, I can tolerate a lot of things. Yeah, sure you can, Tedesco. You are the picture of tolerance. Would you prefer to be moved to a different building? Definitely. Today, if possible. Figure it out on your own. Okay, listen. We already promised. We already promised to help Bellini, Sister Agnes, and we have to help the Pope in general. How do we feel about overpromising? How do we feel about overpromising? You know what? I think we can do it. You think we can do it? Archbishop Wozniak might know if there are any empty apartments in the Curious Living quarters. I'll ask him today. Thank you, Tommaso. Of course. Joffredo. I have no idea how to pronounce these Italian names, but I'm trying. I'm trying. Now go scurry along. I'm sure you have a million more things to do this hour. I do. And you still wasted time with me? Huh. And I hope our new Pope really does keep you as our dean for a long time to come. That almost sounds like a curse. Lawrence walks away, wondering if Tedesco meant it that way. Probably not. Still, it's an accomplishment to leave a conversation with Tedesco on a good note. He can be secure in the hope that Tedesco won't be causing any trouble in the next few hours. At least in the next few hours. Finally, Lawrence reaches St. Peter's Basilica at last. And he's gonna be stopped by the rest of our character introductions. This poor man. There's a small crowd of tourists still within the building. Visiting hours have been shifted around slightly so that preparations may go on here without interrupting tourists too greatly. He spots Father Joseph Tremblay in the corner after talking with one of the workers on a large ladder. His name feels foreign to Lawrence at this moment. He is in a limbo state between roles. Lawrence watches as he moves to sit on one of the oak pews in the back of the church. Tremblay wears basic priest guard, no longer allowed to wear the cardinal red, not yet appointed to wear the bishop maroon. He looks so visibly out of place, it hurts Lawrence to see. He turns his nose up at the sight of Lawrence. Good afternoon, Joseph. Tremblay does not look at him. I'm not gonna apologize for doing what needed to be done, you know? Ask how he is. Let's ask how he is. How are you handling things, Joe? Tremblay does not respond. Ugh. Are we teenagers? Why are you acting this way, Joseph? Tremblay, still ignoring him, finally speaks. I'm going to follow in the actions of Christ and forgive you, Thomas. Okay. To save both our mortal souls. Actually, Bishop Tremblay, in the actions of Christ, you should have turned the other cheek. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. A man after my own heart. I say brother way too often. He's still doing this, isn't he? That's very kind of you, Joe. Thank you. How has this week been for you? Fine. This is me whenever anyone asks how I am. Fine. Shaky font. Just fine? Actually ask this. Do we push? I kinda wanna push. I hope you're doing better than just fine. You're still a person after all. I have known you too long to allow this to affect my care and concern for you. Thank you, Dean Lawrence. There are too many people here to pray. It's quite annoying. One wants to find absolution before the destruction of one's dreams. And there are too many people around to do it. Pause. Hold on. This is the problem with what? Bishop Tremblay? This is the problem with cancel culture? No consideration for the changing of one's nature. Alright, Slay Queen, speak your truth. I'll leave you, Joe. Tremblay waves him off haphazardly. His mind is already someplace else. Oh no, the Mean Girls incidents cardinalized, radicalized him. Tremblay is gonna go on a Manosphere podcast and start complaining about the woke left. Before he can leave the basilica, he is stopped by Bishop Wozniak, who is visibly sweating despite the brisk weather. Dean Lawrence. Good evening, Janus. Janus. Okay, this is a really nice font. I need to look up what font that is. Could you deliver this to Bishop Adayami for me? One of his cardinal friends left it in the Casa Santa Maria for him. Santa Marta, not Maria. Casa Santa Marta for him, but he was unable to retrieve it. It is a small piece of memo paper with a message on it in Igbo. Sure, I can. Heaven's blessings upon you. I cannot find him anywhere. Perhaps you will have better luck. Yeah, Lawrence is gonna run into him on his way out of the basilica. Like fate. Bishop Wozniak walks away in that pathetic shuffling manner he's known for. Damn! That's a little harsh. Lawrence leaves the basilica and spots Bishop Adayami chatting idly in the square with a few other Curia members. Lawrence pinches the bridge of his nose. Bishop Wozniak did not try very hard. What did I say? Literally finds him as he walks out of the basilica. Good evening, Joshua. The shorter man's face lights up in a smile. He turns away from the other bishops who keep walking without him. Dean Lawrence, what a wonderful coincidence to run into you. Not a coincidence, sadly. I was told to bring you this memo. Ah, this is from Cardinal Nakitanda. I heard he left me something, but I haven't been able to visit the Casa Santa Marta in person with everything going on. Thank you very much for bringing me this. How are you? I have been better, this is true, but I feel well all the same. A new lease on life could never be wasted on me. In spite of all the terrible disappointment of last week. Damn. You know what? Sure. Yes, it was very kind of Pope Innocent to grant you that. Adayami's face darkens at the name. It is certainly something. I felt the approval -2. Adayami disapproves just show up in the corner. It is certainly something. He is certainly something. With how rushed everything feels this week, I can do nothing but wait to see what terrible failure may come. That's terrible, Joshua. Adayami gives a great big laugh. I kid, of course. We all will do well this week. I must catch up with my colleagues. Excuse me. Lawrence watches him walk away with the start of a headache approaching. He's going to have to monitor Adeyemi closely, isn't he? Oh dear. The bell tower chimes out 6 p.m. On one hand, the day has felt incredibly long. It's like Lawrence blinks and suddenly he's back in Pope Innocent's office again. The lack of light outside is the only thing that shows that any time has passed. Lawrence is strangely sad that Pope Innocent only has his lamps on. There are no lit candles in sight. Oh, look at that ambiance. Welcome back, Your Eminence. Yes, that is such a different font. I don't know how I didn't notice it earlier. Thank you for waiting here for me. I hope I'm not keeping you from anything. Not at all. I asked to meet you at the end of the day. Please, take a seat. Tell me, how did the day go? Oh, look at that sassy question mark. I love it. Lawrence takes a seat. The sound effects are crazy. The devs really thought of everything. Oh, his glasses! All the practical work seems to be going along smoothly. I'm glad to hear it. How is the mood among the Curia? Most seem excited and relieved by your coronation. People often told me they felt the Holy Spirit today. That was not an opinion I heard very often in the first few days of the Conclave. Yeah, I bet. You say most? It would be prudent of me to pay particular attention to some members of the Curia, when Senor O'Malley has a plan in place to handle that efficiently. Good. I wish everyone was equally happy. I do too, but I think I would feel nervous if things seemed like they were going too smoothly. Should we make a run for it? You're gonna tell me you're giving me the option to say, let's run away together? Damn. Alright. I'm going for Bellini though. I'm going for Bellini. Sometimes you have to embrace the chaos, Your Holiness. No need to worry about that. There's always work to be done. Yes. And I know you're up to the task, Your Eminence. Yes, we must carry on. Would you like to hear more about which members of the Curia I will be focusing on this week? Definitely. Alright. I think it makes sense for me to keep an eye on the members of the Curia who came close to being elected. Not to spy on them, but to see to their well-being. I agree. Cardinal Bellini is glad to be reinstated as Secretary of State and has been gracious the last few days. However, he may still be struggling with the loss of the late Holy Father and the chaos of the ensuing weeks. Lawrence still has hopes that they can rebuild their relationship into something stronger from the ashes, but that's private. Okay. The Patriarch of Venice was in a decent mood today, but can't be very happy about the results of the Conclave. I'll try and get ahead of any complaints he might have. Keep Tedesco happy without being a pushover. It's always a difficult tightrope act. Lawrence has never gotten it completely right, but he'll have to really try this week, of all weeks. They're not sequestered after all, and the Vatican is teeming with reporters. This time around, Tedesco loses nothing by talking to the press. Former Cardinal Tremblay was distant and combative when I spoke to him. It was difficult to tell what he was thinking about underneath his bluster. I'll do my best to figure it out. It all sounds so clinical spoken out loud like that. In some ways, one has to be extremely practical when managing the cardinals. However, Tremblay has looked like a shell of his former self ever since the Conclave. There's something haunting about it, even if Lawrence and Tremblay were never particularly close. Former Cardinal Adeyemi is likewise unhappy with getting so close to the papacy only to be demoted. I think he doesn't know what to do with his future. I will try to redirect his frustrations into more productive goals. Despite similar circumstances, Adeyemi and Tremblay's respective demeanors are drastically different. While Tremblay comes across as defeated, Adeyemi seems like he has a lot of internal strength. He's facing two different roads. Adeyemi could sink further and further into bitterness towards women and towards the faith itself. Oh no. Or he could do some soul searching and find the happiness and purpose more meaningful than the pursuit of power. Those are the names I expected to hear, which makes me happy. We are on the same page then. Yes. Yes, Agnes matters. Of course she does. I will also try and connect with Sister Agnes. The Conclave was a chaotic time for her as well. She and her sisters will be a big part of this week's success. I think better communication with them will be good for everyone's morale. And if he's honest with himself, he simply enjoyed their conversation together. He's known her as long as he's known many members of the College of Cardinals. It's time to act like that. Very good. The list seems complete to me. I'm glad you think I'm on the right track, Your Holiness. It's getting late. I should let you get some rest. Would you like to pray with me before you leave? You can hardly say no to the literal Pope when he wants to pray with you. There is truth in that. There's also I get stage fright, but also you're Cardinal Lawrence. You don't need stage fright. It's just you've spoken, you had a homily to the College of Cardinals. You don't need to get stage fright when it's just one of your besties, alright? You can hardly say no when the literal Pope wants to pray with you. Of course, Your Holiness. Praying with Pope Innocent always leaves Lawrence feeling better. Sometimes his thoughts flow smoothly, and he hears the voice of God. Sometimes God is silent, but not in a way that's commendatory. It feels more like the Lord has gone quiet, so that he doesn't override the relief that comes from intentional inner reflection. And when Lawrence struggles to focus, he looks to Pope Innocent's fingers going from bead to bead on the rosary. He can fall into the rhythm of Pope Innocent's prayers and find God that way through him. Pope Innocent's eyes open after a while, and he looks determined, but reasonably happy. May the peace of God be with you, Thomas. May the peace of God be with you as well, Your Holiness. The following week will be busy and stressful. There's no doubt about that. However, for a few shining moments, Lawrence feels at peace with himself and with God, and with his faith in the new Holy Father. Exhaustion and doubt creep up back in as soon as he leaves the Pope's presence, but he will remember this meeting fondly. Lawrence returns to his apartment and finds Monsignor O'Malley waiting for him by the door. He unlocks it and invites him in. Hey bestie, how's it doing? How you doing? What drama have you unearthed today? Very busy day for you, I hear. You don't know the half of it, Ray. Oh. Lawrence slumps down into the sofa in his small living room, grateful to finally be in his personal quarters. He gestures for Ray to take the overstuffed chair on the other side of the coffee table. You say this, but you would be very surprised at how much people can hear among the whispers of the Curia. Ray rummages through his paperwork and pulls out a small sheet of parchment. He has taken the liberty of drawing little faces of the flock upon the flock. Oh, look at that. Oops, I accidentally... Okay. The implication that it was Ray that drew these is utterly delightful to me. Okay. So we have 1 heart with Adeyemi, Trembly, and Tedesco, 2 with Bellini and Agnes, and 3 with your Holy Father, Pope Innocent. I'm denoting here how strongly someone feels about you with an eternal heart. 1 that means they see you as an acquaintance, and 5 means they see you as their sole confessor. It seems right now you're closest with Pope Innocent. I'm very glad to hear you are such a strong supporter of his, especially given he is an outsider. I also see that you aren't very close with the bishops Adeyemi and Trembly. Perhaps you should take more time to get to know them and help them out with their duties? That's informative, Ray. Thank you. You're welcome. I'll let you rest for the evening. Good night, Ray. Good night, Tomas. Monsignor O'Malley leaves, and Laura sinks further into his sofa. Oh, don't fall asleep on the couch. That's not good for your old bones. This is going to be a long week. Okay. So there is an ad coming up. I think this is a good place to pause and perhaps run an ad while I go to the bathroom and do some self-care things. You guys stretch. You guys, just chill, get some water, straighten your back, do all the things, and I will be back in 3 minutes. Okay. The ad is just about ending. Hello, we are back. Now that I've gotten like a pause, I realized the game is good enough to make me forget just how sad the new Hunger Games book is. So hopefully it'll keep my attention long enough for me to forget that right before the stream, I was sitting on my bed in tears. Okay. Ad break has now finished. Let's take our daily look at our wonderful friend, Pope Innocence XIV. It's out! Yes, it came out literally today. I only noticed it because I saw one of the creators I follow on TikTok posted a TikTok about it, and I was like, oh shit, that's right now. Okay. Let us pause and together read the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 13, verse 1 to 9. And there were present at the very time some that told him of the Galileans, whose blood Pilate had mingled with their sacrifices. And he answering said to them, Think you that these Galileans were sinners above all the men of Galilee? because they suffered such things? No, I say to you. But unless you shall do penance, you shall all likewise perish. Or those 18 upon whom the tower fell in Silo, and slew them, think you, that they were also debtors above all the men that dwelt in Jerusalem? No, I say to you. But except you do penance, you shall all likewise perish. He also spoke this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came seeking fruit on it, and found none. And he said to the dresser of the vineyard, Behold, for these 3 years I have come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and I find none. Cut it down, therefore. Why cumbereth it the ground? But he answering said to him, Lord, let it alone this year also, until I dig it out and dung it. And if happily it bear fruit, but if it not, then after that thou shalt cut it down. I feel like we don't get these gospels a lot in school because around the time of Halloween and All Saints Day and All Souls Day, we kind of like have breaks and stuff. Okay. Start day 2. Oh. Oh no, I have to pick who to talk to. Okay. I feel like first I will talk to Trembly because I need to make sure that he stops giving us the silent treatment first of all. And then no, let's talk to Tedesco first because I feel like him wanting his room changed is the more immediate and I think easy enough to solve problem. So let's talk to him, check if Bishop Wozniak has given him his new room. Oh, it shows their cross there on the side when, oh my god. The details. Alright. Talk to Cardinal Tedesco. Lawrence tells himself that he's visiting the Vatican Gardens to check on whether there's been progress on decorations for the public-facing portions. He almost believes himself, but he may or may not be lingering in order to enjoy the relative peace and quiet. That is unfortunate that you came here for peace and quiet and you find Tedesco. But then he smells a strawberry scent in the air and knows he's in trouble, and not his strawberry vape. Not his strawberry vape. Oh my god. I can just imagine him screaming this across the peaceful garden. Cardinal Lawrence. Smile and try to walk away really fast. No, we're gonna face this guy like a man, alright? Hello, Joffredo. Tedesco catches up to Lawrence. He looks cheerful enough, but that could mean anything. The smash and smack convo is so funny. You're a hard man to track down. Everywhere I thought to find you, I was told you had just left. You found me eventually. Yes, the moment I stopped looking. And that's very well not Lawrence's fault, is it? Oh, there's a sprite with his vape. Oh, and it goes over the cross. Excellent. Excellence. But it doesn't always work like that when you're looking for something or someone. Yes, it really does. It does work like that. That's been my experience at times. Yes. He's not leaving. Tedesco definitely wants something. Lawrence knows him well enough to suspect this. However, He's clearly going to make Lawrence work for it a little bit. If Lawrence doesn't think fast, he's going to get stuck in the death spiral of vaguely hostile pleasantries. Actually, pleasantries are fine. Remind him that he owes you. Try to seem much more busy and important for him. We're not gonna spend this entire conversation peacocking instead of the death spiral. Let's be straightforward and frank with him. I hope you like the apartments more than lodgings in the Domus Sanctae Marthae. Aha! Calling it by the Latin name as a gesture of goodwill, eh? We're pressing him. That and someone has to keep you on your toes. True, true. I haven't been looking for you just to make idle chit-chat. I'm listening. Oh, the sound of him blowing the smoke. They were historical artifacts unearthed during the repairs after the explosion. Damn! Yes, the Pontifical Commission of Sacred Archaeology has been examining them. Is that real? I guess, I imagine that's real. Ah, I imagine the secular archaeological authorities have been beating down your doors to get them back. No, there's been no acrimony as such. Did they find anything worthwhile, or is it just another fancy house owned by our delightful friend, Caligula? Be nice. You're also an egomaniac who lives in a nice house. Isn't Nero the one you should be mad at? Heavy sigh. I feel like heavy sigh conveys our feelings quite nicely in a very short amount of time. A very short word count is what I mean. There is so much shade happening. Somebody bring out a lamp. They are outdoors. It is morning. They're hanging out in the shade. Okay, heavy sigh. Lawrence gives a heavy sigh. Anxious as usual. Damn! You don't gotta do him like that. That's so rude. You don't have to call out how anxious he is. He is managing your ass, Tedesco. I know you didn't seek me out to talk about Caligula. No, I haven't. As fun as it is to gossip about the Julio Claudians. Alright, I have heard an interesting rumor. Supposedly, a relic of Saint Mark turned up because of the explosion. Lawrence has also heard that rumor. However, nothing has come of it for a while now. He'd like to think he'd be told about any significant development in that area, but the events of the Conclave thoroughly demonstrated he is often not told important things. Tommaso? Nope, no bones here. Lying liar who lies. Absolutely no bones have been found. Let's say don't get your hopes up, because as far as Lawrence knows, there are a lot of rumors flying around. We won't have the full picture for several more months yet. Okay, then take a train. You're from Venice. Is it that hard to get from Rome to Venice? This is the only time I will be in Rome for the near future. Joffredo, please. We don't actually live in antiquity. You can call the commission at any point. You have more sway with them than I do. I have been going to voicemail every time I call to set up a meeting. They hate his ass. They take your call without question. Oops, my Discord notifs are turned on. Let us turn them off. What I want is to be kept informed. Wait, let's go back. Would you like to hear from me every time I ask them a question and I get waved off? Oh, the sound plays when you... sorry. Sorry if you were like just listening and you suddenly hear a barrage of smacks. Okay. What I want is to be kept informed about potential archaeological discoveries that are significant to my city and my diocese. Saint Mark is, of course, the patron saint of Venice. Lawrence knows this, but sometimes it's easy to forget that Tedesco has a passion for history beyond weaponizing it to make trouble for others. I've cornered you, and I'm sorry about that. But I know you're smart enough to understand why this is important to Venice. To me. Fine, you nerd. I'm calling him a nerd. I'm sorry. You can't give me this option and expect me not to click it. So I'm clicking it. I'll look into the matter for you. Tedesco gives Lawrence a hearty pat on the shoulder. Okay, so there's a different sound for the hearty pat. See, it's hitting the cardinal robes. So what are they slapping? What makes that sound effect? I knew I was right to look for you. Enjoy the rest of your day, Tommaso. You as well, Giuffredo. Tedesco marches off immediately after this. Lawrence stands in the garden alone for a few minutes. Conversations with Tedesco always drain him. He'll keep his word though, and contact the commission when he has a free moment. He'll keep his word though. It's clear he won't know a moment's peace until he does. Alright, next. I don't know. Who had immediate concerns? It was really only Tedesco with an immediate concern, and clearly that was handled. I'm allowing myself one indulgent pick of the day. And that will be Cardinal Bellini later. Because this is the second choice. So let's go hang out with Tremblay. Talk to Tremblay. See if he's ready to speak with us. It is afternoon in the largest Catholic church in the world, St. Peter's Basilica. Dean Lawrence and Monsignor O'Malley are hard at work directing workers who are putting up festive fall garlands and decorating the bones of the dead, while making finishing touches themselves. How are you feeling, Your Eminence? Are you excited for the upcoming celebration? Excited? I think the question mark suits him well. In some ways, perhaps. Filled with dread might be more accurate. Never change, Your Eminence. The side ministry doors near the altar open, and Bishop Tremblay enters. There's a sour look upon his face. He sits in the pew near the front of the basilica and bows his head in prayer. Look who decided to show his face to the curious so soon after his demotion. Ray! Ray, you don't need to be gossiping. He's in the room. Damn. Be nice, Ray. He's had a terrible morning. Look at how askew his Zucchetto is. He's certainly making a show to everyone how pious a man he is. Demoted and taking his afternoon prayer in the Basilica of all places for all to see. Very humble, Bishop Tremblay. He is messy. I am obsessed with him. I love you, Monsignor O'Malley. Oh, hello! Thank you for the raid! Hold on. Thank you for the raid, Deathstalker. Let's... Okay, I've never done this before, so hopefully this works. No, I don't know how that works. Shout out. Thank you to the raiders. Hello, my name is Cham, and this might be a bit of an odd choice of game, but I'm enjoying myself greatly. I am playing the Conclave visual novel, and I love it great. I'm enjoying it greatly. It is a fan-made game based on the 2024 movie Conclave. How was your stream, Death Stalker? I hope you guys had a good stream. Uh, Hold on. Do I have my channel open anywhere? Because I've never shouted someone out, so I want to see what that looks like. I'm glad your stream was good. I don't mind if you guys have to go raid and run. I appreciate the raid greatly. Thank you to you guys. I see your viewers are called the Reapers, I think. Very cute emotes. I love the little heart eyes on your emotes. Adorable. And I hope you guys, take care of yourselves if you gotta raid and run. Get some food. I know how I am after a stream. I'm always so tired. Yes, please go to bed. I imagine the people that would be raiding at this time are people from Oceania who are looking to go to bed. It's getting late. It's past midnight. Yeah, I imagine slightly east Australia, New Zealand, something like that. You guys take care. Have a good sleep. Rest up. Congrats on your stream. Let us continue. Monsignor O'Malley is currently being a messy boy and gossiping about Bishop Tremblay right when he's in the room. Lawrence considers the optics of it. It is an odd choice, but it seems so inherently a Tremblay thing to do that it doesn't surprise him. Lawrence should keep an eye on him this week. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I picked him. I'm keeping an eye on him, actually. Let's walk over. Oh, it showed. I don't know if you can hear it. I think you should have. What? It has sound effects of him walking over, and it's so good. Lawrence approaches Tremblay, still deep in prayer, and considers a way to get his attention. I feel like touching him is a little... Touching him and speaking loudly, I feel like speaking loudly would draw attention, which is not what we want. As O'Malley has said, Tremblay is drawing attention to himself. Oh, I like that all three of them are here. Let's clear our throat. Did you hear that sound? Was that a pipe sound? His handsome features. Who called him handsome? Is this Lawrence's inner dialogue, or is the writer on the dev theme breaking the fourth wall? Okay. Tremblay turns to Lawrence, a frustrated look on his handsome features at being so rudely disturbed. A former hockey player's hair is always perfectly coiffed into place. He's a former hockey player? Is that from the book? Damn, no, he was so tall as well. I imagine in his prime, he would have been a great hockey player. Good afternoon, Your Eminence. Good afternoon. How are you holding up, Joe? Tremblay looks away, his jaw set. He blinks rapidly, as if pushing through tears. The moment only lasts a second before the mask that Lawrence is more familiar with appears again. Tremblay looks back, an eyebrow raised. I'm fine. No thanks to you. Very busy morning, lots of things to do. Life of a bishop. A bishop. But I can't complain. Oh, this man is on the brink. Look at him. Good lord. I'm being serious, Joe. Tremblay sighs. A weary look crosses his face. I'm disappointed, Thomas, but the only person I have to blame is myself. I must continue on. What did you want from me? Oh! All these options are terrible. Your Zuchetto is crooked. I need you to forgive me, Joe. That's so demanding. That's not how you ask for someone's forgiveness. Though I will say, I did say earlier that I'm not gonna apologize for what I did. Because for what we did. I'm getting in too deep into the roleplay here. I'm not gonna apologize for what Lawrence did. Because that was, honestly, based as fuck. But get over it already is a little harsh. So I feel like we have to be subtle here and say that his Zuchetto is crooked. You've been dressing hastily, Joe. I know this is hurting you more than you're letting on. I feel fine. I appreciate your concern, but it'll take more than dashed hopes to break my spirit and my faith in God. Okay, so this is a thing now. So we have to press him. Do we have to press him? It's an option not to press him. Because I feel like with something like this, especially because unlike Tedesco, we did not we had a direct hostile hand in taking down Tremblay, leading to his being demoted. So if we press him too hard, maybe the previous choices, which were really harsh, are like, it's a clue. Maybe don't press him. Let's leave him be. Do you have many tasks in your new role? They've put me in the Department of Foreign Affairs. All I do now is translate French to English to Italian and vice versa. Okay, I'm not it's not so much as I'm choosing to not be messy. It's more that I'm trying to choose the proper way to manipulate is such a harsh word, don't you think? I don't think it's manipulate. I believe the word the devs use is manage. We need to find the proper strategy to be able to manage Bishop Tremblay. And if we press him too hard, I think, like a scared animal, he will skitter and hide. So we need to be gentle with our hand, right? He is currently backing away, scared. We don't need to come on too strong. With Tedesco, it's the opposite because he's always rearing, he's always peacocking, he's always like, it's a power play, it's a dominance thing, right? You have to be able to push back against Tedesco. Tremblay is a little different. He's a little more skittish. We need to make sure not to come on too strong. Or I could be wrong and I could mess this up and All Saints Day will be a disaster. But either way, we're having fun. To be frank, I'm already bored of it all. Yeah, I imagine translating a lot of French would fuck up a guy like that. Okay. Bored? Perhaps we could put you to use here if you're finding yourself bored, Joseph. Oh no. I can find... Ray, come here for a moment. Oh, we're giving him work. We're giving him work. Thomas, Yes, Dean Lawrence? This is ridiculous. Thomas, Ray, is there anything we could have our esteemed Bishop Tremblay help us out with? Damn it all. Okay, I like this. I like this. Help us out. Oh, they're doing their mean girls look at each other, communicating silently. Are you sure, Thomas? Perhaps Bishop Tremblay is busy? Okay. I feel like the scare is good enough. If we do of course, it might push him to resent us a little bit. Oh no, gives him the opportunity to back away. So let's see. You think not, Ray? I can think of no better way to start off one's newfound reordination than to remember we are ever faithful in our service of others through God. Well, you both now hold rank over me. If you truly need my help, I will assist where you need. O'Malley makes a face, but picks up what Lawrence is putting down. I love that phrase so much. It says so much about what's going on in the situation. My favorite thing is in D&D when I pick up what my DM is putting down in a way that the other players have not figured out. It's great. An excellent point, Dean. Please, Bishop Tremblay, follow me. Of course. To be frank, I've noticed the garlands this year look more sparse than usual, if you'll allow me. Lawrence steps back, pleased to have given Tremblay what he knows is a much-needed outlet. That went well, I think. I think that went really well. The other man is already beginning to climb up a ladder to take down a particularly sad length of garland. Oh, it's nighttime. There's a blue filter over everything. Okay. Now that we've handled Tedesco and Tremblay, I think we can indulge and hang out with, start to heal our relationship with our bestie. Let's talk to Cardinal Bellini. It is evening in St. Peter's Square. Dean Lawrence, Monsignor O'Malley, and Secretary of State Bellini are in the middle of dressing the balcony and sconces across the square in preparation for Pope Innocent Angelus' address. Angelus? I don't know if we pronounce it differently here because we're like Spanish pronunciation. What do you think, Ray? Is that a good color velvet? We've already spent an hour trying to decide on a red, Your Eminence. I didn't see it outside before. Aldo, what do you think? Oh, don't ask me. Okay, sorry. I believe that's what we call stimming. Maybe I'll open this when I'm off stream just to stim on the sounds of it. Okay. Also, an amazing AU for this would be Lawrence as a wedding planner. Can you imagine Cardinal Lawrence as an elderly wedding burp? Excuse me. I hope you did not sound bad on stream. Can you imagine Cardinal Lawrence as a sassy wedding planner? And he's so particular about all the details. I think that would be incredible. I'm just in charge of writing the damn thing. Girl bossing, if you will. Dean Lawrence truly is an incredible girl boss. Okay. You have no opinion? I feel like that's the kind of thing you would say to a bestie. Oh, I hardly believe you have no opinions, Aldo. You told me once you had an opinion on the paint they use on the trolley wheel spokes. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, Thomas. By not having opinions? By not caring too deeply about things that don't require me to. Oh, you're useless to me today, Aldo. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Lawrence rolls his eyes and bites back a fond smile. How is that address coming, Eminence? They're coming. I'm having a hard time coming up with the material for the new Holy Father. I understand that. It was difficult to do research on him for Dean Lawrence during the Conclave. Lawrence feels his stomach sink uncomfortably. Bellini looks a bit— Oh, Ray, you outed your scheming ways. Bellini looks between the two of them strangely. This is the first time I'm hearing about that. What kind of research? Oh, just about his history. Some of the things he did in Kabul. Did you know he survived the car bombing? I heard something similar from whispers among the Curia, but I didn't know it was true. I wanted to ask Thomas, but I didn't want to fall back into idle gossip the way Sabadin and the liberal clique already have. Pope Innocence has a aura of hopefulness about him. I hope with this second tenure as Secretary of State, I can emulate that. This is about God, not politics. Ah, Bellini, it is always about politics. This is a whole new Aldo Bellini then? Oh, don't say it like that. Dean, the city employees are here. Oh, already? Excuse me. Two men in uniforms are standing in the middle of the square, a third behind them in an odd trolley ladder that is only raised halfway. We're here to fix the lights. Roman 1? Do you have a preference for what color bulb you want to switch to? We're going LEDs for the typical incandescent ones. Whichever is cheapest, question mark? One of the men nods, not laughing at his joke. It'll take a little to remove all the wiring, then rewire the new system. We'll ask again later if you can decide better at that time. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll go oversee them. Make sure they don't wander too far. Perhaps I'll see you again later, Dean Lawrence. Thank you, Ray. Bellini, please tell me what color bulbs you want. Hold on. It is just Lawrence and Bellini alone under the balcony. It feels awkward. No! Come on, guys! It has never felt that way with Bellini before, and Lawrence feels a slight pang in his chest at the realization. Oh no! I don't know what to pick. This is so confrontational. It's so confrontational, but I feel like for their friendship to heal, they need to talk about it. They can't skirt around it. I don't understand why you're acting like this. I would have thought more than anyone you'd understand. I'm still mortified by how I behaved at the Conclave. Did I not already forgive you for that? You did. But it's not your forgiveness alone I need anymore. It used to be! Oh my god. I need to be better, for Pope Innocent's sake as well as my own. I became someone I detested at that conclave. Greedy, prideful, hateful, and angry. I didn't think I was that person at my core. And that shook me enough to know that I need to fix that. Let him finish. Now is not the time, Lawrence. Oh my god. And so, with my surprising return to Secretary of State, I realized I get a new lease on life to try again. Surprising? I was certain he'd give it to you. And I was okay with that, I promise. Pope Innocent was good friends with the late Holy Father at the end, Aldo. You'd have been a fool not to pick you. Bellini looks away at that. Lawrence recognizes he is getting choked up. He had not had a moment to grieve the man since the moment he died. I miss him dearly too. I've not had 1 second outside of the funeral to give prayer to him. It's fine, Thomas. We'll carry on. In any case, do you understand that's why I need to change? I think. Pause. I need every messy bitch in my chat to look at this right now. Like, Meg, I need you to see this option. Oh my god. I do want to do it. I want to do it so bad. I want to do it so bad. I think because it's been a week, it's a little rough to say let him go. I do appreciate the Dochi reference. It's very good. I feel like what does denial is a river mean in this scenario? Hold on. I'll think about it. I do want to say you've lost the plot. This person who has only played Dragon Age, getting Dragon Age vibes from this is exactly the way the dialogue in Dragon Age goes. Where you're gonna pick something like this and say something completely different. You've lost the plot, babes. Let's see how different this is. I think you're being incredibly rash and foolish, Aldo. It's an overcorrection and you know it. Excuse me? Oh no, we upset him! This is just another form of self-martyrdom, and no amount of pretending that you are blind to it will deceive me. I have known you far too long. It offends me almost that you think you could even try it near me. Oh, this is messy. This is messy, but I'm kind of into it. Bellini replies quickly with an obvious lie. I don't know what you're talking about. Lawrence presses in, perhaps closer than is necessary or proper. Okay. You would do me the dishonor of this lie for the sake of your own ego? Perhaps the late Holy Father was right about you. Oh! Brilliant and neurotic all in the same. Oh. When on earth did he say this? He's blushing! Hold on! Was he blushing before? He wasn't. Oh my god. Are they... You know, I don't know. They might be. Not to me, but to Pope Innocent months ago at one of their meetings. To Pope Innocent? You've been so busy nailing yourself up on the cross, you failed to notice the divine gift was passed to someone more qualified. Lawrence tilts his head slightly and whispers, "You're better than this, Aldo." Oh my god, look at this blush! That got redder. Oh my god, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. Hold on. Oh my god. This close, Lawrence can hear the tremor in Bellini's breaths as the other man sets his jaw indignantly. I'm embarrassed and incapable of change. Is that what you want me to say? Lawrence gives him a knowing look. Okay. Nim! Okay, Nim, they're not both popes. You can see their titles there. They are cardinals. Cardinals. But yes, gay popes. I just wanted the Curia to know that I don't want to be that person. That I don't carry that greed the way I expressed it. The Curia already knows. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not around me. Oh, I'm weird. No! Go back to I'm. Express it as yourself, Tomas. Come on. We're very fond of the Aldo we've known for 24 years. Oh my god. I'd rather not lose him just because you've decided to act irrationally. I'm sorry. Apologize for nothing. He can't stop himself for placing a hand gently on Bellini's shoulder. Lawrence takes a step back and pushes his shoulder slightly. Go take over for Ray. I know you well enough that you have opinions on LED lights. Pick some good ones. The background music is good, no? Bellini gives him a little mock two-finger salute. Why is my Spotify still open? Okay. Of course, Dean. This is for the Pope, after all. Lawrence watches him walk over to the city employees and immediately begin haggling over wattage and pricing. Hello, Roland. This is indeed Old Man Yowie. This is the oldest man Yowie I can think of. And it's so good. It's so good. I'm glad you sorted him out. Nobody will ever sort him out. But I am absolved for now. You are not absolved of your gay thoughts, man. Don't tell him I said that. Ray mimics a zipper over his lips, ever the comedian. Ray, my favorite little messy motherfucker. We can fix him. We can fix him together. Dean Lawrence returns to his apartment and finds Monsignor O'Malley waiting for him by the door. Lawrence unlocks the door and invites O'Malley in. Ah, long time no see. We just saw each other, man. How was your day today, Dean Lawrence? Excellent and most productive. Thank you for asking, Ray. What about you? Productive as well. We're making good progress. Thank you for redeeming Hydrate. I do need to be drinking my water instead of my Sprite, because I can feel it. I can feel the Sprite. Why are my alerts all the way down there? Thank you for redeeming posture check. Okay, thank you for letting me position my alerts. I messed up. Not messed up, but my sleep today has been such a double-edged sword. Because I let myself stay up way too long. Simply because I was like, I need to be able to sleep. So I need to stay up long enough to exhaust myself. And I had such an incredible sleep where I felt like I died. Like, I was dead to the world and had the deepest sleep known to man. Except I slept and I died in a bad position. So now my back hurts. You know how it is. Okay. Come on, Monsignor O'Malley. Tell me all about today. I think I did dream of Daniel Henney, Roland. I think he was there. I don't remember much of my dream. I was dead. But I do remember Daniel Henney somewhere. So, you know, that's your fault. There. Okay. Thomas sits down on the sofa in his small living room and gestures for Ray to take the overstuffed chair across the coffee table. Ray rummages through his paperwork and pulls out a small sheet of parchment. Let's see how your flock is feeling about their shepherd. Only half a heart with Trembly? Did I not play that encounter correctly? Maybe I could have handled it better. Should I have pressed him? Maybe I should have pressed him. But I'm very happy with the way we handled Tedesco and Bellini. So maybe tomorrow we see Adayami, Sister Agnes, and Pope Innocent. We're closest with Cardinal Bellini. I'm very glad to hear you are putting in the work to get him to trust you. I also see you got close today with Cardinal Tedesco. Interesting. I'm managing him, Ray. Alright? How was your meeting with our dear Patriarch of Venice? Not so bad. Are you being sarcastic? Ray is such a hater. He's so funny. I'm not. Well, it's a good week for miracles to happen. Indeed, it is a great week for miracles. I am glad to see you still feel close enough with Cardinal Bellini to be able to both support him and call him on his nonsense. It's a difficult edge to stand upon. He is my dearest friend, Ray. It is my responsibility to bear his burden for him. A touching sentiment. Ray. Anyway, that's about it for now. That's all very informative, Ray. Thank you. You're welcome. I'll let you rest for the evening. Good night, Ray. Good night, Thomas. When Senor O'Malley leaves and Lawrence sinks further into his sofa. The hour has grown late. Lawrence supposes he has no other option but to try and sleep before doing it all again tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow, we see first, Adeyemi. 5 days, okay. This is so much. This is so much. Oh, news! Pope Innocentius XIV, who is the man behind the mitre. Weather partially sunny, near 67. Okay. 2019. Is that actually when this movie is set? Oh, I guess that's when the book came out. Okay. Pope Innocent XIV was inaugurated only 2 days ago. Apparently, a former archbishop from Kabul, elevated in secrecy to keep himself safe, has been serving the church his ordination almost 40 years ago. Oh my god, is Conclave one of those movies that's inexplicably set in 2019 for seemingly no apparent reason? Twyman appoints to office bar admission board, railroad crossing stops county agenda, construction updates part of FCS board agenda. Can I scroll down? Nope. Okay, that's the only newspaper. Given a good look at our buddy, Pope Innocent XIV. And we're reading the gospel. This is the gospel according to Luke, chapter 18, verse 9 to 14. And to some who trusted in themselves as just and despised others, he spoke also this parable. 2 men went up into the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a publican? Publican? The Pharisee standing prayed thus with himself, O God, I give thee thanks that I am not as the rest of men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, as also is this publican. I fast twice in a week, I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican, standing far off, would not so much as lift up his eyes towards heaven, but struck his breast, saying, O God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I say to you, this man went down into his house justified rather than the other, because every one that exalteth themselves shall be humbled, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. That means we go see Adeyemi today. Alright, morning, Bishop Adeyemi. Lawrence does not look chuffed to be seeing Bishop Adeyemi. Alright. It is morning at the Sistine Chapel, and Dean Lawrence is very busy getting all affairs in order for the upcoming festivities. He's currently trying to schedule arrival times to the chapel when he happens across Bishop Joshua Adeyemi with a wide smile on his face. I don't know if this is just Filipino specific, but there is something evil stitched within the name Joshua. Like, that's just an evil name. Like, I have known several who have turned out to be just the most rancid people you've ever known. I don't know if it's like a curse or something. Aha! Many speculated that Adeyemi would be resigning after the conclave for some kind of scandal. So when Pope Innocent decided to only demote him back to bishop instead, many, including Adeyemi himself, were surprised. He had taken the news quite well, now no longer having to return to Nigeria in shame. Good morning, Your Excellency. Ah, Dean Lawrence, Your Eminence. Just the man I was looking for. What was that sound? It's like a metal clang. A man like you for looking for little old me? Oh great, what did you do this time? Okay, I don't know. I feel like we should be flattering him a little bit. Let's butter him up. Looking for me, Joshua? I'm honored. What can I do for you? You should be. I just wanted to speak with you about how preparations are going. I've heard whispers that Pope Innocent is nervous about the upcoming celebration. Answer honestly, deny. Deflect? I don't want to sell Pope Innocent down the river. Aren't we all? I know I'm terribly nervous to be running an event like this so soon after the Conclave. Anyway, Joshua, I heard myself that you were running public relations for the Vatican now. Public relations? Is this man sitting on a computer making Facebook graphics? What is he doing? How is that? Exciting and glamorous? Ha! I am! And it's not either of those things, as you well know. Oh. Adeyemi laughs at this, a deep, joyful thing that is infectious, and makes Lawrence match it with a smile. It's a lot of listening to reports and sending back. Oh, okay. He's doing media monitoring. Back and forth, day in and out, and the time difference is terrible when I must deal with our brothers in Southeast Asia. This is is this a reference to the dev team? Because I feel like it might be. I know there's someone on the dev team that's Filipino, but I don't know if they live in the Philippines. But hello, my friends who are not Southeast Asian. There is here a reference to our time difference. I feel the shade. We're the Vatican. We should be the ones setting the tone. They should abide by our hours, not the other way around. No, no. I'm not on your side on this, Adeyemi. I think, you know how people used to think that the Earth was the center of the universe and all the other planets revolved around it? I think the center of the universe should be the center of the world should be Southeast Asia, and everyone's schedules should revolve around us. Adeyemi's expression sours slightly. Although, with Benitez in charge, I dare say the tone for the next 40 years has already been set. Hold on. How funny would this be if they had kept Benitez Filipino instead of making him Mexican? This would have been insane shade. We're defending the Pope. We're defending the Pope. I don't give a fuck what you think, Adeyemi. And what tone is that exactly? Adeyemi looks thrown for a loop. A tone of forgiveness that he very gracefully extended to you so you could continue to live here? Oh, he looks angry. I should expect you to be a little more grateful, Joshua. I'm not sure what Pope Innocent has done to you to deserve such heresy. Saving the job of a loyal servant means little in the ways of the Lord and the service of his church. The job of the papacy is difficult. If he is not cut out for it, he should resign immediately. Anyone who parades around as though they are the second coming of Christ makes me raise an eyebrow. Okay. Okay. That's not him though. That was Tedesco. Suddenly, I care little for what the sheep thinks of his shepherd. Green is not a good look on you. This jealousy is beneath a man of your stature and aptitude. I'm not jealous, I just find it hard to believe such a man has never had aspirations. It's insulting to the rest of us to act above it all. You're projecting. Lawrence wills himself to calm and places a hand on Adayami's broad shoulder. Broad shoulder. He tilts his head slightly, trying to say what comes next as gently as possible. Oh my god! We got art! We got art! We got a cutscene! Not everyone is you, Joshua. Sometimes people are good for the sake of being good. No strings attached. I am worried you may be projecting too much of yourself onto our new pope without getting to know him first. Adayami stills. He looks furious for a moment before regretful disappointment washes over his charismatic face. He leans ever so slightly into Lawrence's touch, embarrassed at being known so well. You're right, Tomas. You're absolutely right. It was my mistake to make such broad assumptions without truly knowing our new mouthpiece of God. My disappointment from the Conclave has made me a bitter old man. I'm sorry to have taken out on you a second time. Thank you for catching me once again. I'm indebted to your wisdom. Lawrence gives him a feeble smile. He lets his hand linger for only a moment longer. He is glad to see the humble side of Adayami peek through again. He no doubt returned to his proud antics to try and keep himself steady during this tumultuous time for him. Lawrence knows he is capable of change. He knows there is a wonderful heart of gold beneath the facade that Adayami has. There is a missing fancy C here. He wants only to see that man again, the man he prayed with during the Conclave. That's my job, Joshua. I will always be here to set you right. Thank you for letting me catch you. I hope you'll assist me in getting the preparations ready for Pope Innocent. Adayami smiles, a free and powerful thing. It makes Lawrence feel lightheaded. That was a little gay. Wait, hold on a minute. He blushed. Lawrence. Easy. Of course, Thomas. Anything you need. I very much look forward to hearing from you. Adayami gives him a short bow and a small chuckle that Lawrence returns. He walks back the way he came. Lawrence shakes his head before going back to his task. Lawrence is trying so hard to, manage these people, but his fruity side is getting in the way of the way he wants to handle things. We're gonna check on Sister Agnes. It's a crisp fall afternoon, and Dean Lawrence is on his way to do his preliminary check-in with Sister Agnes, head of the Vatican Convent and the Casa Santa Marta. In the downtime between the conclave and preparations for All Saints' Day, Lawrence has not had much opportunity to speak to her. He's looking forward to the day. He had grown quite close to her through the stress and flames of it all. She stands near a window, her silhouette saint-like in the afternoon sun. The beams fall around her as if she is Mary herself. Lawrence gives her a deep bow when she turns to face him. Good afternoon, Sister Agnes. It is wonderful to see you again. It is a very nice afternoon, Dean Lawrence, is it not? Okay. My pre-rolls got turned on again, so unfortunately, we have to pause this and play a 3-minute ad, which is fine because I do need to run to the bathroom again because of all this goddamn Sprite, which I should not be drinking, quite frankly. But I poured it, so whatever. I will put a be right back screen, and then everyone else, get your own water, stand up, get food, get a snack, have fun with whatever game you're playing in the background, and I will see you in 3 minutes. Alright, we are back. Do they make headphones that are easy to put just over one ear? Because I'm realizing that I have like a hard time speaking like while streaming when I have both of them on, because I get so self-conscious about my volume. So I wonder if they make headphones that are specifically easy to put one ear on, one ear off. Okay. We're checking in on Sister Agnes. I'm very pleased you wanted to have this meeting in person. I am getting quite tired of Zoom calls. Honey, that newspaper said 2019. You're gonna get even more tired of Zoom calls in the near future. It's November as well. Buckle the fuck up. Lawrence chuckles at this. No need to worry about me then. I don't think I could operate one if I tried. You're gonna have to try in the future, Cardinal Lawrence. You got about 3 months to cherish the world that you live in right now. That might be true, Eminence. I've seen you handle a photocopier. Lawrence gives her a warm smile, which, to his surprise, she returns. Please, call me Thomas, sister. We have been through too much together for you to refer to me so formally. If you insist, Thomas, I'll relent to you, in private at least. I have an image to maintain around the Curia, you know. She beckons for him to sit down on one of the plush chairs near the window. He obeys instantly. I suppose I'll start. Preparations are in order. The kitchen staff is a little overwhelmed, given we were just cooking for such a large number of people recently, but my nuns will bounce back in no time. They always do. Allow her to finish. We're allowing her to finish. Sister Agnes continues rattling off information until she's finished. This all seems like a lot, sister. How are you holding up? I'll manage. The stress is nothing new to the convent. Are you always rushing to and from events? Rushing? Never. Walking with hastened pace? Almost always. I hear you, sister. I hear you. I'm sorry to hear that, sister. She wears an unreadable expression. Before the Conclave, Lawrence was never able to parse her. Not really. He didn't think anyone could. Post-Conclave, he has learned she is quite similar to him. She lords over her duties thanklessly, managing insurmountable tasks and pulling it off seamlessly, but never tirelessly. He thinks of what to say. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? Okay, I feel like it's fine to be flirting with the other cardinals, the other bishops, with the Pope, but I feel like flirting with Sister Agnes is crossing a bit of a line, and I don't like that. The dynamic is different, if you know what I mean, right? So, we're not calling her beautiful or pretty, okay? We're gonna offer to take some of her burden, or at least maybe promote another nun to let her also do managerial duties, because clearly they're able to bring in nuns as shown in the movie. They're able to bring in nuns from other places. Maybe there's another nun who's really good at logistics and event planning that could help her. Please, let me take your burden. I'm not gonna call you beautiful or pretty. You're not alone, Sister Agnes, in the stress of it all. I'd happily share the burden with you if you would let me help you in any way. She gives him a wiry smile at this, a prideful and stubborn look in her eye that Lawrence will soon learn is an unintentional tell of hers. I'll keep that in mind, Tomas. Until then, perhaps you should tell me your report on the state of the Curia. Lawrence nods, feeling a little disappointed she elected to keep to herself. He gathers his thoughts. Overall, things are going well. We expected about 40 visitors over the course of the weekend, and of course, Mass on Sunday. Nothing too much out of the ordinary, except, of course, our new Pope. Oops, scrolled up accidentally. Sister Agnes pulls a face at this. Lawrence longs to connect with her in some way. Hello? Lawrence. Lawrence. I need you to take several paces back. Hold every single one of your horses. We're not doing this. Let's be vulnerable. Let's be vulnerable with her and not whatever that is, alright? If I might speak freely, I have worries about the coming week. Oh? What troubles you, Tomas? I fear what may happen if we fail Pope Innocent on Sunday. Perhaps it will be directly caused by me, and that it will cause distrust for him so early in his tenure. I know this is irrational. No, I understand, Tomas. I appreciate your candor. If I may be honest with you, I hold similar fears. Sister Agnes shifts uncomfortably in her seat at such an admission. I've come to be very fond of Pope Innocent. In spite of my better judgment, I find myself trusting him completely, though I have only known him a short time. He was born to be Pope, but will the rest of the world come to see that? The late Holy Father was a formidable man, and I respected him greatly. But near his end, the division of politics within the Vatican was killing him. I cannot bear to watch that happen again. She looks at Lawrence with such vulnerability in her eyes, it cuts right through him. Never has he seen anything but fierce tenacity in them. She's serious. We'll never know what will come. All we can do is our best. But I do know that His Holiness is made of stronger stuff than the late Holy Father. And I know that no matter what happens, he is not going to give in so easily. We must have faith in him. She gives a small smile to Lawrence before schooling her face back to that impassive wall he is used to. Sister Agnes rises and gives him a slight curtsy. This was nice. I'm very glad we had a moment to talk, Dean. Thank you for listening. Anytime you need Sister Agnes, don't hesitate to ask. As she walks away, Lawrence feels conflicted. He is elated that she is beginning to open up to him, but he knows there's a long way to go before she completely trusts him. He will need to keep going. Those are some crazy options. Okay, we're going to see the Pope. It is evening, and Dean Lawrence and Pope Innocent are in the midst of one of their very long meetings about All Saints Week logistics. Every time they come close to finishing, one or the other will remember yet another matter that needs their attention. And I think finally, that may be it for the moment. Unless you have anything else for me, that is. How unhappy would you be if I said that there was more? What notif was that? I don't know what specific notif was that. Oh! Hello? Please, what zone me? Please, what zone me? Repeat that? Okay. Hold on. Okay. I'm not picking that last one, even though it would be really fun. I will admit very readily that I would love to click this. I will pick the first one though. This one is pretty overt, but I think he'll mask it. Your company is pleasant, even if the tasks are tedious. Well, either way, you are in luck. I truly can't think of anything. The Lord is merciful. God is good. Oh no, not a notif. Or perhaps he's showing mercy to those that help themselves. Would you like more tea? Yes, of course. This means I must remain here a little while longer, talking about anything other than what we need to do for the event. How convenient for the both of us. We certainly aren't intentionally taking advantage of propriety to take a break. Pope Innocent's phone has been going off regularly during this discussion. This is common enough during Lawrence meetings with high-ranking church officials. Most are accustomed to ignoring it. However, the Pope has been noticeably distracted, even though he recovers quickly. It's a little unsettling since Pope Innocent tends to be very focused on the given task on hand. Lawrence consider whether to investigate this. I feel like... Okay. I feel like I don't need to mansplain how to put a mode on silent to Pope Innocent. How about, are you needed elsewhere? Are you needed elsewhere? Pope Innocent's expression betrays nothing other than mild friendliness. In some ways, Lawrence is still adjusting to this. The late Holy Father often made his true emotions plain behind closed doors. Meanwhile, Pope Innocent might be the most composed person Lawrence has ever met in his life. As you can see, even the Pope can be hypnotized by a bright screen. You aren't alone in that, but some have it far worse. Just before the conclave commenced, there were a handful of cardinals who begged to be allowed to keep their smartphones and tablets. These cardinals need their screen time. They need their Cocomelon. They tried to bargain to get the wireless turned off so that they could at least play games on them when we were voting. Oh my god, Tedesco needs his Candy Crush. Was that the biggest battle you faced before and during the conclave? Yes, Your Holiness. 100%. A slight pause. Pope Innocent has his rosary in his hand, his thumb idly sliding from one bead to another. Lawrence briefly wonders if he has been multitasking, combining prayer with his discussion with Lawrence. Damn! How do you count while talking to someone? Perhaps I should ask those cardinals how they made it through their phone withdrawals. Meaning, I am aware that being the public face of our church is one of my primary tasks. It would be a dereliction of duty to not keep up with what is being said about me in the news and on social media. I do find it overwhelming though. I seem to take everything people say to heart. This is what you should be using your public relations bishop for. I think they call that too much information. God gave us free will. Anonymity can lead to cruelty. I think the first one. People speak without thinking online. I hope you can remember the kind things people say, not just the negative ones. I've been handed a great deal of power. Tomas, some critiques of me will be valid and worth considering. Unfortunately, sometimes it's hard to immediately know what critiques fall under that category. I want to press him. Must you immediately react to what people are saying? I do feel a great deal of responsibility when it comes to misinformation or harmful gossip. It spreads so quickly, and it makes one feel as if they should respond right away or face bigger problems in the future. Is Pope Innocent beefing with people on Twitter? This was before it was turned into X, the everything app. Is he like quote retweeting his detractors? Is he searching his name? Just know that you won't have to deal with public relations on your own, Your Holiness. Public relations. An ugly phrase, but that is what we're dealing with here. Correct. You need a PR department. You need people filtering out these comments. See what is valid criticism. People need to be putting together reports. People need to be scouring everything from news site comment sections, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, and then putting it together and filtering out what you don't need to see. You know? Maybe even summarizing things. The GC is popping off in Pope Innocent's phone. What can I do to help? Is there anything we can do to make this easier? There probably is something, but as well as I that I couldn't attract the media in my previous postings. In some cases, it would have been a death sentence to the people I served. This really is like a new language for me. Which part of this is most challenging for you? Let's work from there. The sheer volume of what's being said. Thank you. I needed that. Thank you for redeeming hydrate, I mean. This is so much speaking. The sheer volume of what's being said. My phone is ringing now. Thank you for the posture check, Velicho. About my choice of cemetery for mass. Apparently that's causing a stir this evening. Your choice of cemetery? Sounds about right. And it doesn't just sway in any particular direction. That wouldn't be difficult to wrap my head around. What do you mean? Some headlines indicate strongly positive opinions about my choice. Oh, okay. Okay. That all went automatically. Let's make this someone else's problem. I agree. You know whose problem it should be? It should be Adayami's problem. Your Holiness, this will not be the first pontificate to exist during the information age. We have found ways to cope with information overload. What do you suggest? Monsignor O'Malley has actually taken courses on how to conduct research on what's being said online. When media scrutiny is high, he tends to work those skills for me, providing me updates on what's causing the most stir, I suppose. I wouldn't know the first thing to know about how to do that myself. I'm glad to have someone working for me that does. It's helped me more than once. Monsignor O'Malley has a formidable array of life skills. He sure does. I love him. Is that something you think would help you? Yes. At worst, I will just be in the same predicament. At best, I think this could give me more insight. Pope Innocent XIV, I'm gonna need you to hand over your phone and deactivate your Twitter account. You don't need to be on your private Twitter account looking up your name in the search bar, alright? Then I will ask him to do this. Thank you, Tomas. What are you doing after this meeting? Oh, do you want to go to dinner? He set up news alerts. No, that's the worst. The first thing I'll do is delete the news alerts I set up the other night. Good. The meeting ends on a positive note after this. However, Lawrence is somewhat uncertain as he departs. He thinks he helped Pope Innocent, but he fears he missed something crucial. No. Oh, I messed up. Because on the way, he encounters Ray, who appears to be holding a strange box. Good evening, Ray. I think it's actually really funny that we might have the best we've done, the best performance we've had in an encounter is with Adayami. Good evening. You have to know I'm curious about this, right? Oh, it's a yoga mat? Oh, hi, Silver. Thanks for following. You seem to have caught me in the middle of some old man yaoi. Hi! I am enjoying my time here in this visual novel. I hope you're having a good day. A member of my congregation gifted it to me and I shouldn't have accepted it. My joints are too old for yoga. I'm sure, Ray, that there is some very gentle yoga that you can do for your old man bones. You know, I'm sure there's gotta be a YouTube yoga instructor that's like an old man. I'm elbow deep. Clip Studio brushes. I really need to get back into Clip Studio. I bought myself like a tablet but I have not properly used it. I just use it as a third monitor. I'm just so used to my iPad. Good luck on setting up your brushes. I would not be opposed to you lurking. I love my lurkers. You guys are great. Good luck. Clip Studio is a beautiful, beautiful but fickle mistress. Okay. I was going to store it in my office until I figured out what to do about it. Interesting problem to have. Truly. Listen, I have a request for you. Lawrence explains that the Holy Father seems to need help navigating the portions of its job that involves public sentiment online. His eyes light up. Alright. He nods excitedly, chattering about things like aggregates and OSINT. Oh, even I don't know what OSINT is. Lawrence has to confirm that this is an acronym. Lawrence barely follows along, but O'Malley sounds knowledgeable. I love you, my messy little iPad man. So I take it that this is a burden you wouldn't mind shouldering. Not at all. I've been incredibly eager to use these skills, but I thought that I might actually make the Holy Father feel even more isolated. Lawrence isn't sure this won't be a problem for Pope Innocent either, but it's probably better to do something rather than nothing. Great, that will be all for now. Lawrence is not taking on this burden for him. He just complained that he wouldn't know how to set up a Zoom call. I don't think he knows how to do news alerts and aggregating information. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate your efforts. Of course. Well, it's almost time for us to reconvene. Shall we go together? Yes, that would be best. Me and the bestie and our debrief session at night. Lawrence unlocks the door and invites O'Malley in. Long time no see. No, I just saw you. We walked here together. How was your day today, Dean Lawrence? Excellent and most productive. Thank you for asking, Ray. What about you? Productive as well. We're making good progress. Sits down on his sofa. Alright. How is our flock? Oh, nice. Okay. Adeyemi went up 1.5 hearts. Sister Agnes, we only got half a heart with her, but I'm actually not bad. I'm not mad about the way that turned out because some of those dialogue choices with Sister Agnes were whack as fuck. So we picked the safest ones. And we got a full heart with Bellini. So we're moving slowly. I'm closest with Pope Innocent. That's good. Getting to work to trust you. Interesting. Bishop Adeyemi is certainly something, isn't he? You kept your cool with him today. Almost too well. Just what are you implying, Ray? Nothing. In any case, so you really think I can push a button that scours every corner of the internet for discussions about our new pope? I see. You can't? Are you serious? I don't know. Oh, Thomas. Anyway, that's about it for now. That's all very informative, Ray. Thank you. The local newspaper ran its official piece on Pope Innocence this morning. I saw. Do you have any idea how the public are reacting to it? Surprisingly well. It seems a lot of people like that he was so recently a missionary. We may be getting bigger crowds than expected. I can't tell if I believe this to be good news or not. Neither can I. But we'll have to plan accordingly. I'll let you rest for the evening. Alright. Peace out, Ray. See you tomorrow. Okay, I was about to say I don't remember what day it is anymore. Okay, day 4. 4 days. Oh, a note from Sister Agnes. Alright. Before we read this note, oh, the devil's contraption! Oh no, his phone screen is cracked. Oh, Father Lawrence. Alright. Let's look at our daily glance at Pope Innocent the 14th, gaining strength from our dear friend. And let us read the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 6, verse 12 to 16. And it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray, and he passed the whole night in the prayer to God, in the prayer of God. And when day was come, he called unto him his disciples, and he chose 12 of them, whom he also named apostles. Okay, I said apostles instead of disciples. Called upon his disciples. Okay. Simon, whom he surnamed Peter, Andrew, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon who is called Zelotes, and Jude the brother of James, and Judas Iscariot, who was the traitor. Okay. What does that mean for today? I'm not quite sure. Let's read the note. Thank you for taking the time to visit me in the convent. I always appreciate the company. The devil's contraption. There's a quiz? Your Eminence, something new? Which of Pope Innocent's chasubles are you? PopeCrave.com. Classic. The phone asset is great. I love it. Also, the fact that this is like... The fact that this is like the really old iPhone... a really old iPhone layout. Is it iOS 6? Is he still on like iOS 6? What's going on here, Lawrence? Okay, I have to open a new window. Open in browser, uQuiz. Let us Alright. Which of Pope's Innocent's chasubles are you? Cham. He's only been Pope for 2 minutes, which means he's only worn one. But if he were to wear others... Okay, hold on. I need to move this behind my PNG tuber. Okay, there we go. Behind my chat. And behind my alerts and all that. Okay. That here. There we go. I know how to size windows. Start quiz. Pick an animal. Arctic fox, alpaca, tree frog. What is a scarlet ibis? Hold on. Let's do this, actually. Let's be good about this. Private browsing. Okay. Scarlet ibis. Oh, that's such a cute bird! Also, what is the point of private browsing if it still shows up the suggestions when I Google things? Come on, Firefox. Okay. I will say, I am a tree frog. Just a sticky little climber. When the conclave convened, who did you hope would emerge as Pope? Innocent isn't going to be an option here. Lying is a sin. Okay. I know his... Okay. I did not want Monsignor O'Malley to be Pope. I just like him. He's just my favorite. I will admit, I switched to Cardinal Lawrence after his homily. Favorite iconic moments from Innocent's inauguration. Face cam of the arch-conservative patriarch of Venice looking really chastened and constantly smoking. People tuning in because hashtag hot new pope and then crying that most of the ceremony was boring and in Latin and actually about God and stuff. Former cardinals showing up in purple. That pic of Cardinal Bellini and Cardinal Nakitanda looking so happy with Innocent that it went viral. And body language experts on YouTube started analyzing whether they were faking it. Pope Innocent making sure to highlight the charitable work of the nuns. The stupid edit made it look like D. Lawrence dropped the fisherman's ring. Okay. This one is this second one has got to be my favorite because those are always the funniest moments in live television where live things happening, where people complain about things actually being really boring. Pick a type of vegetable. Radicchino, is that a type of radish? I do like me a spinach. I do like me a leafy green out of everything. A lo-fi beat type though. Thank you. Snow in October. Thank you for the socks. Towards the sun. Suddenly, the fire. Tabula rasa. Blah blah blah. Ooh. I do like suddenly the fire. Pick a mineral. Oh, I can't name what these minerals are. I didn't watch Steven Universe. Which one looks the messiest? I do like me these with the pattern when you cut them open. I love those TikToks of when you cut things open, cut the rocks open. Pick a sexually active pope. Hold on. Okay. Saint Peter, the OG. Widowed. Fathered illegitimate children. Known or suspected to have fathered illegitimate children. Relationships with women. Relationship was with men. There we go. That's men and women. Okay, we have to pick this one. Okay, no, that's not good. That's not good. However, bisexual rep? Question mark? Hold on. Posthumously accused of sexuality. Which one is not a horrible sex pest criminal? I'll pick Saint Peter, the OG. Just because I'm not familiar with the rest of them enough. How would you survive the boredom of a conclave? Smuggle in a book. Pope John II couldn't stop me. He's not my real dad, etc. I wouldn't. Knowing my luck, I'd be dean or have to count the votes. They wouldn't let me count the votes at the conclave. I would mess up so bad. I'd smuggle in a book, but I wouldn't smuggle in any book. I would smuggle in, I think, I would smuggle in like a Sudoku or something, like a crossword, a word search. If you were to be dating with the Papal Cardinals and also a nun, have you won the heart? I think I accidentally romance a Dayami, but I don't know yet. Green, reliable and consistent, possibly to a fault. One might say you're perfect for ordinary times. I do love me a green. This was a fun quiz. Thank you to the devs. I love... I can't believe I had to open the Wikipedia page for list of sexually active popes. There really is a Wikipedia page for everything. See also. Incredible work, truly. Let us return to our game. Thank you guys for all the wonderful work you've doing. All of the little details have been so fun. You guys really put so much thought and love into this little project. Also, I know you guys are evil, because you're not letting me scroll to know which one Ray got. I need Ray to screenshot his all his answers, and I need to know. The fact that this is what he was doing at 8:23 a.m. is also exquisite. He's doing this U quiz over breakfast. Alright, let us proceed with day 4. Alright. So yesterday we saw Pope Innocent, Agnes, and Adeyemi. I just realized I'm so sorry I misspelled Adeyemi in the U quiz last question. Okay. So we need to see. Let's see Bellini in the morning. Then we can check on Tedesco and Tremblay. I know, ideally, you're not just doing it in a pattern, but I can't not do it in a pattern. I need to alternate it. I'm too worried about favoring someone too much. Though I imagine it would be really funny if you played through this game and saw the same 3 people every day the entire time. Okay. We're seeing our bestie. Ooh, new background. Oh, that's very pretty. The morning light leaks in through the slats in the blinds of the dusty Vatican Archives library. Dean Lawrence and Cardinal Bellini stride into the library together, hoping to put some old text to source appropriate quotes for Pope Innocent's upcoming address on All Saints' Day. Would it kill them to ever dust in here? And if the devs are still here, like Yara Dross, I need to thank you guys specifically for this sound. I love this sound. I wish I had like a Steam Deck soundboard just to play this during opportune moments. Okay. The SFX are all so good, like the walking, the sound of someone patting the robes. It's so detailed. It's so good. Okay. Who else comes in here but us these days? You saw the sign-in sheet as we came in. Oh no, nobody goes to the library. It really does add so much texture. Especially to the movements, I think. To the little narrations of their movements. Bellini chooses to imitate some of their more self-righteous brothers. Well, as the Dean of the College of Cardinals and the Secretary of State to the Holy See, I think that should be enough. We're important to people, you know? You're too much, Aldo. Bellini runs... Oh. I was mid-reading that, Bellini. Excuse me. Bellini runs a farcical finger across the desk before them, making a big show of rubbing the dust off it and coughing for effect. The really funny reference I want to make here is this is exactly how I feel about the dust expansion pack in The Sims 4. It's so unnecessary. Everything gets dusty so quickly. It drives me bonkers. What were you looking for anyway? I'm trying to find inspirational quotes that have an air of mystery about them. You will need to be more specific. Our new pope brings about much hope, yes? But until now, nobody knew who he was. So, like that. Cheap shot? No, I'm not gonna call him an idiot, even in a loving way. Okay. I really want to pick Cheap Shot. But he's obviously frustrated. So maybe just tease him. That's much more helpful. Thank you very much. Beautiful. The blush. Bellini pushes him towards a bookshelf. Oh! Bellini what? Bellini just what? Oh, you want to be funny? Go look for quotes, funny man. The first few searches passed without much success. 8 books of various centuries of age lay upon the well-polished wooden desk. A lot like old times, huh? Running frantically through here. You know, sometimes I miss how wonderful this library felt when I was a stranger to it. What do you mean? When we came here for our first conclave 24 years ago, you had only just become a cardinal, the youngest in the college. I remember you hating me for taking the title from you. Aww. Lawrence's ears turn a slight pink. I didn't hate you. I was just miffed at losing a little some of the weight of my position at my very first conclave. Sure, Thomas. Anyway, I remember the day we elected Pope Benedict. You asked me to show you the Vatican, as you'd never been here before. I was trying to give you an olive branch. Who would have guessed you knew as little about the place as I did? You used to be almost too cocky for your position yourself, Thomas. If you'd quit interrupting me... Lawrence raises a hand to Bellini's mouth to silence him. Excuse me? I remember walking through here as if it were a place all of our own. You opening every book with a gilded, weathered spine and reading it as though it were sacred. I mean, it's the Library of the Vatican. It is probably sacred. Lawrence remembers the day fondly. In his head, a much younger Bellini pushed him around by his lower back. By his what? Okay, composure. Don't need to be falling apart from the old man yaoi on stream. Okay. By his lower back, asking him to tell him the history of whatever it was they stood before. I don't know anything about it. Then make something up. Aww. Bellini now looks quite different. Older, distinguished, tired. They both do. But the soft, fond feelings that had blossomed in youth have not faded much in the decades since. Do you remember that time a few weeks after you were promoted to dean? How could I forget? You dragged me here the second the morning mass ended like a dog on a like a what on a leash? This is too much. Like a dog on a leash. "5 years ago. Oh, flashback. I don't know what you want from me, Aldo. I told you I was perfectly capable of writing my own homilies. Yes, but now you're the Archbishop of Ostia. You have to strive for better. You wound me. They had spent the entire afternoon looking over old texts, some helpful, some old doctrine that shouldn't have been saved. Bellini sat on the edge of one bookshelf, a green leather-bound tome spread open in his lap. The background music of these adds such ambiance. Aha, look here. There are some old notes and journal entries from Pope Leo VIII. Lawrence approached, tired, and came up close beside him to look over his shoulder onto the page. How is this helpful again? Bellini turned his head and opened his eye and rolled his eyes. Their mouths were what? Pause. Their mouths were inches apart. It's interesting to read. Perhaps you're just too dull. Lawrence grabbed the book and held it high above Bellini's head. Thomas! The shorter man, incensed, struggled to grab it back. Their torsos glitching completely. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, pause. This cannot be happening to me. Bellini was giggling and furious, all too aware at how close they were. Thomas, we're not 40 anymore. Excuse me? What do you mean you're not 40 anymore? What happened when you were 40? I need information. I need you to lay it out, alright? Tell me everything. Ray, I need you to do some digging. As he reached further still, Lawrence realized how closely they'd become intertwined. Take him what? Excuse me? Do what? Do what? Do what? I'm glad nobody can see me right now. This is why I picked a PNG tuber. Oh, the killing. It's too much. It's too much. Thank you for telling me to hydrate. I need it. Okay, I'm gonna drink this water, and then we're gonna pick that. And we're gonna pick this dialogue choice. We're gonna take him right there. This is not gonna be what we think it means, but oh my god! Oh my god! In a moment of rare courage, Thomas pinned Aldo back against the bookshelf, the old tome falling completely forgotten on the floor. That's gonna kill the book. These are old books, man. This is gonna crumble to dust on the floor. Oh, you made this one! It's so good! Look at their faces! I need a moment. Look, it's so beautiful. Look, I love how the rest of the world fades, focusing only on them. Aldo made a breathy little gasp at the contact, his hands finding themselves at Thomas's waist. Yeah, I see it there. Their lips almost met halfway. Before Thomas remembered himself and where they were, just before Aldo could close the gap between— Thomas! No! Lawrence jumped back like he was burned. Oh my gosh. Forgive me, Aldo. I don't know what came over me. Oh my god. It was the yaoi. The yaoi came over you. Oh, look at I love the little blush he gets. When Bellini gets. It's so good with his expression here. What the hell? I didn't mind. Yes, please be open. This makes with this background, this makes their beef during Conclave even worse. You should. Lawrence tries to shake the memory out like water. Why do you ask? I was just thinking about the passage of time is all. They are both too afraid to talk about it. 5 years and little has changed. They each go back to quote hunting. It is silent for a while. It isn't unpleasant. They know each other too well for that. But it carries a weight to it neither man can unpack. Well, guys, I need you to take out your suitcases and start unpacking. You need to find something. Not a quote. Something else. Me neither, it seems. Sometimes I wonder why I'm even bothering. With With what? I know whatever work I put in for Pope Innocent won't be good enough. Just this past week, he asked me to rewrite his first official statement as Pope 5 times. Brother, that's not an indictment of whether you're good enough. That's just how writing works, alright? Writing is rewriting. Come on. I will lend you some of my notes from my creative writing classes. That's your job! That is essentially what I said, though. Rewriting is not an indictment of... It's not a... What's the word I'm looking for? Great, I just talked about my English major and now I'm forgetting a word. That's not a knock. That's a word. That's not a knock on your skill. It's just how writing works. That's your job. Don't tell me you need me to he's gonna be pissy, but, you know, I can't not pick it when that's essentially what I said before the options pops up. Don't tell me you need me to explain your role of Secretary of State to you. That comes with the territory, as you well know. It's not just the work, it's the principle of it all. It's frustrating that the Pope should ask so much of everyone when we have barely known him long enough to trust him. You knew him long enough to vote him for Pope. Exactly. He's quite allowed to do that. We did vote him into position. Why would you vote him into Pope if you don't trust him? You gotta trust in the choices you made. The alternative was Tedesco. It wasn't like there was much of a choice. There is always a choice, Bellini. I think it's hardly fair to pass such judgments on Vincent without having gotten to know him in the 2 weeks he's been here. Oh no, he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be jealous and mad that he called him by his first name after they just had a joint flashback to this rather tense and charged encounter they had. Lawrence speaks a little too quickly toward the end of his comment. Bellini's observation skills and sharp as ever, though, and his brows furrow the moment Vincent leaves Lawrence's lips. Ah! I have tried, but your Vincent seems far above the delights of normal conversation. Anytime I try, he always makes the subject about papacy or my role again. Are you? Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. I have the dumbest reason for wanting to pick the first one, even though I would never. It's because, I want to hear, first, the option 1 is I want to hear Cardinal Lawrence curse. 2, he probably won't curse, and it'll probably be the thing where this is just the option and he says something completely different. Third option is he does curse, but there is a funny sound effect to censor him cursing. But I will say, tough pill to swallow, everyone is jealous because you all did just want to be Pope, completely understandable, but you need to practice your emotional regulation a little bit there. You are all grown men. Jealousy is unbecoming at your age, Aldo. I'm not jealous, I'm just irritated. For what reason? Jealousy, clearly. Lawrence gives him a look, and Bellini's facade crumbles. I just don't appreciate how much of a shift in the status quo Pope Innocent has brought about in my life. What are you talking about, Aldo? You're still Secretary of State by his very request, no less. Come on, Lawrence, your friend just died. Yes, but everything has changed now. I've never been this far away emotionally from a pope or from the Curia. He gives Lawrence a look that makes his heart break at the sight. I'm grieving the loss of a lot of different things right now, Tomas. And it feels as though Pope Innocent cannot understand that. Everything has changed so quickly and I'm unable to keep up. Even you have changed. Ooh, the sweat. Aldo. And that's fine. I want you to be happy, and I'm delighted that it seems your doubts and God have been assured. It's just hard to navigate everything on my own now. I never needed to in the past, so I suppose I never learned how. Not a fan of a sorry I made you feel that way. That is not great. That's not an apology. As long as I'm alive, you aren't on your own. As long as I'm alive, you aren't on your own. I'm here as the dean and also as your friend to ensure you feel supported. I'm truly sorry I didn't notice you struggling until now. It's fine, Thomas, but thank you for saying that. Pope Innocent trusts you a great deal. He wouldn't have made you Secretary of State otherwise. You come highly recommended by the late Holy Father for good reason. I'm sure it's just miscommunication and stress that's causing your issues with him. Bellini removes his glasses and wipes his eyes. I have a dumb suggestion for you, Pope Lawrence. I think you, Cardinal Bellini, and Pope Innocent, and maybe also Monsignor O'Malley, you guys should sit down and have a board game night. I think after a few rounds of Catan, and maybe some of the wine you bless to drink at mass, then you'll be a little more friendly with each other, you know? I feel like that's what you guys need. You guys need to sit down and bond. Maybe over, I don't know. I don't think the Pope gets Christmas off. I feel like that's one of the things that he has to work on. He's gotta do a lot of mass during Christmas. But you guys need to sit down. You guys need to sit down and bond. You know, play a drinking game. Watch some, I don't know, Love Island together. You guys gotta... You need a team building exercise. Do some trust falls. Lawrence longs to hold him tightly and comfort him, but he knows it would only make things worse in so many ways. He settles for placing a soft hand on the other man's arm. You're right. I've been foolish. I know I can always turn to you. I just didn't want to intrude. No! Intrude on what? Now who's lying to who? I don't know what you're talking about. Bellini pokes his side, giving him a knowing look that Lawrence can't return. It's complicated and messy. He had thought his age and position would spare him this triangular relationship drama that he had endured in his youth. What do you mean, endured in his youth? Damn. Lawrence is a baddie. He's picking up he's picking up love triangles left and right in his youth. He supposes that was too much to ask. It's okay, Thomas. As long as you can still make time for me. I'm here helping you sort books, aren't I? Bellini gives him a grin that Lawrence can read easily, but chooses not to. I will not be looking further. This has been a game between the two of them for as long as he can remember. The responsibilities of their posts, their devotion to God, these are not things that can be just swept away and forgotten, even if they want to. This may be the most wild background noise I've ever experienced. Listen, I cannot overstate just how much I love these holy fathers, these priests, alright? I am obsessed with them. It is indeed crazy background noise, especially if I don't know how many of my friends have not seen the movie. They're just see me completely devoted to these characters with no background whatsoever. The rules of the game are simple. You may only play to lose. After another half hour of looking, Bellini throws in the towel. He begins picking up the books and returning them to the shelves. Between the two of us, I think we've gotten enough partial quotes to make something interesting and unique all on our own. Oh, don't ask me to be creative too, Aldo. I'm terrible at it. Lawrence joins in, being careful to put each book back into its correct place. Because it's you, I'll give you a pass, just this once. Come Christmas though, you better be prepared. What makes you think I'm helping you again at Christmas? Bellini bumps his shoulder against Lawrence softly as he brushes past to place a book just to Lawrence's left. Because if you don't, then I'll tell Pope Innocent you're refusing to be a team player. Lawrence gives a sarcastic gasp and grabs his arm before he can put it up. You would do no such thing. I would, and there isn't a thing you can do about it. Lawrence pulls him slightly so that they're fully facing one another. They're on the edge of too close. Oh my god. I bet there is. Bellini visibly swallows and stares heavily at Lawrence for several beats too long. He looks starved. Oh my god. And conflicted. Not starved! Oh my gosh! He then pulls his wrist out of Lawrence's loose grip and sidesteps him, placing his book back on the shelf. I suppose we'll just have to wait until December and see, won't we, Tomas? I suppose so. As Bellini leaves, he turns back to wave at Lawrence, who returns it with gusto. Another zero-sum game. More and more, Lawrence finds himself getting tired of those. It would be nice to win something for a change. Oh, this poor guy. These poor old men. Oh, they're dealing with so much. Okay. I believe it is time for another ad. Unfortunately, for those who are unaware, I am not in control of those. I have to run 3-minute ad every hour, or else Twitch will turn on pre-roll ads for when people come into my stream, and we don't want that. So let us take this time to have a break, get some water, emotionally recover from the scene that we just watched, and, you know, get our heart rate back to normal, because I don't want to have an elevated heart rate. I don't want to have an elevated heart rate while I'm talking to Tedesco. Yes, I do hate pre-rolls as well. Especially when I'm trying to look for a stream to watch and there's a pre-roll, it just ruins my day. Okay, so I'm gonna put us on a be right back screen. We will be right back in 3 minutes. Alright? See you guys in a bit. Okay. Okay, I have returned. And now, let us see. I have gotten myself... Well, my sister has gotten me. My sister knocked on my door as soon as my ad started and was like, you want food? Now I'm getting midnight Taco Bell. The only proper time to be getting Taco Bell. Okay. Based on our pattern, we have to go see Tremblay or Tedesco. And I don't know about seeing Tedesco immediately after such a charged moment. So maybe Tremblay, a little less of a dance. It is a chilly afternoon and Dean Lawrence is not looking forward to his daily walk through the Vatican Gardens today. The misty dew makes his silk robes damp. Aw. Which in turn makes him moodier than he already was. Dean Lawrence. Oh. Bishop Wozniak. He runs up to Lawrence from across the garden wall. I'm glad I have caught up to you, Dean. However can I help you, Janice? I was taking my afternoon walk. Thank you for following, Gamer Sully. I love your username. I love the pun gamer. I was taking my afternoon walk through the gardens when, at the end of it, I found an old pouch of birdseed in my bag. I have a meeting to attend with Cardinal Sabadin now, and I have no use for it there. Unless you want to throw birdseed at Cardinal Sabadin. Perhaps you would, on your walk. Sure, let's take the birdseed. Very kind of you. I'm sure the ravens will appreciate the afternoon snack. Of course! Have a blessed afternoon, Your Eminence. Lawrence returns to his walk. As he does, he spots Bishop Tremblay leaving the administration building only a few feet away. I wonder how Joseph is faring. Perhaps I should invite him with me on my walk. This is not an easy time for him, after all. Good afternoon, Bishop Tremblay. Lord Almighty. Tremblay jumps slightly, not having noticed Dean Lawrence approach. Good afternoon, Dean Lawrence. Oh my god. These... Props to the writers because these options are unhinged. And I love them. Okay, we're not doing come round here often. As much as I would love to. We were a little subdued on our last encounter, so maybe let's come on a little stronger this time. You're looking very well today, Joe, as you always do. I trust you had a pleasant night's sleep last night? That's very kind of you to say, Thomas. You look well yourself. Sleep eludes me, as it often does, I suppose. Ain't that the truth, brother? But such is the nature of a bishop. I find myself less busy, yet more overworked now than when I was Carmelengo only a few weeks ago. Okay. We moved on last time. Let's press further this time. Overworked? Lots of translations, lots of legal documents, those kinds of things. It's fine. Nothing I'm not used to from my time in the priesthood in my youth. Anyway, what did you want from me? I was just going to make my daily rounds through the public portion of the gardens to make sure the gardeners are on schedule for the hedge art on Sunday. Would you care to join me? Maybe we can feed some birds. I suppose I have little else to do for a while except more translations. I can walk with you for a little while, Thomas. Lawrence and Tremblay walk along the white pebble pathway. Lawrence makes sure that each bush and every hedge is in proper place according to the plan laid out a few weeks ago. The pair walk with their shoulders almost touching, but suddenly, Tremblay comes to a stop. Do you hear that? No? Imagine it pivots completely and becomes a horror game. Lawrence stills. Nothing. Then, a faint chirping noise. Oh, it's just a bird. It comes again. A weak, exhausted little sound. Oh no! Trembly and Lawrence walks in the nearest bush, looking gently but quickly through the formed hedges. Wait, I see it. It's a small blackbird. It looks like it's gotten caught between two branches. Let's give Trembly this dub. Okay, let's not steal this dub for him. He heard it first. Why don't you save it, Joe? I'm already holding the bush apart. Okay. Trembly reaches in hesitantly before carefully freeing the exhausted blackbird. It puts up a bit of a fight before finally allowing itself to be saved. It does not fly away immediately when Trembly puts it down. It stops for a moment, as if to give thanks to its saviors. It's probably hungry. Let's let Trembly feed it. It's really funny that we're literally feeding him these W's, but there we go. Lawrence pours some of the birdseed into Trembly's cupped palms. Trembly gingerly places his hands near the small blackbird. It stares at him for a moment before gently eating each seed one by one. When it finishes, it steps up into his hands before giving a small whistle and what almost looks like a bow. It then flies off into the trees behind them. That was wonderful, Joe. Lawrence reaches over to pick up Trembly's hand. Trembly squeezes back in response. Okay. I think what we're learning through this playthrough is that regardless of who he's interacting with, Lawrence is just a little fruity. And he is really bad at holding it back. Thank you for encouraging me to save it. It's been some time since I've saved a soul so directly. It felt nice. I'm glad to see you in lighter spirits. It suits you. Lawrence isn't sure, but you think he sees a ghost of a blush spread across Trembly's carved features. There is a writer on this dev team, and I'm going to address you directly. You really like this guy. Huh? He quickly looks away, hoping the other man won't see his newfound feelings reflected like a mirror. I'm truly grateful you asked me to walk with you today, Tomas. I'm even more grateful that you've been so attentive of me the last few times we've seen one another. Your friendship has been a rock during this unsteady time for me. I hope we can see each other again soon. I do too, Joe. Please be well until then. They separate perhaps a bit too slowly for two men of such positions and dignity. Twice does Trembly look back on his way to the administration building, giving Lawrence a wave before going inside. Lawrence waits after him and continues on with his afternoon with a lightness, a softness in him that carries him forward despite the stress this week has brought him. Damn, that scene immediately after Bellini's. I need Lawrence to chill out. Alright. Who's the last one? Tedesco. If this scene is just as charged, I'm gonna scream. It's evening, and Lawrence and Monsignor O'Malley stop by the Casa Santa Marta dining hall. They realize they have a 15-minute window of time to eat something. They have high hopes for a relatively peaceful meal because it's outside the rush for dinner. But sometimes hope can be in vain. Dean Lawrence. Archbishop O'Malley. Tedesco calls out for Lawrence's attention while witnesses look on. It's enough to cause deja vu. They're even in the same dining hall. Lawrence looks at O'Malley, silently pleading with him to make up a reason to leave. No. We're not gonna run from this. We're gonna face it and walk Tedesco like a dog. No, making a scene will just give Tedesco what he wants. Exactly. Lawrence decides to rip the band-aid off. He and Monsignor O'Malley join Tedesco at his table. Finally! Joffredo! For a few minutes, they make small talk. I'm sure you can guess I did not call you over just to talk about the weather and how much we hate the coffee here. Did you speak to the commission about the relic? No. Joffredo. I thought so. Typical. If you would let me finish? Tedesco remains silent, but he is clearly belligerent. When is he not? He gives Lawrence an irritated glare. But I did have Monsignor O'Malley look into the matter. Instead of answering Lawrence, he turns to look at O'Malley. Oh no! Anything interesting then, Monsignor? Well, do you want the good news or the bad news first, Your Eminence? Whoever asks for the good news first. Actually, you know what? How about we do the good news first? I've been expecting the Vatican to disappoint me. Alright. Good news, there was an artifact discovered that seems to come from the same general time period as St. Mark. Bad news, there may have been a game of telephone at work as to the nature of this item. A game of telephone, and yet people can't call me on the telephone. Okay, what seems to be the problem with the relic? Well, primarily the fact that it most likely isn't one. Along with some seemingly ancient bone shards, there was a fragment of an ancient Roman cameo that bore the praenomen Marcus. Marcus, you see how the mistake could have been made. I can see how the mistake could have been made, but it's also a convenient mistake for the Vatican. I wouldn't lie, Your Eminence. Oh, I doubt anyone associated with Cardinal Lawrence would know how to lie. To pass on information later to be later discovered to be a lie? That's a different story. Intervene. We're protecting our goat, Monsignor O'Malley, alright? I'm not gonna let Tedesco fuck with this man. Ray, if you wish to leave, I will bring food to you later. Thank you, Your Eminence. I'll accept that offer. It seems I've lost my appetite for the moment. I'll see you shortly, Your Eminence. Yes, of course. Lawrence and Tedesco say nothing until Monsignor O'Malley is out of earshot. You will be civil with my staff. And especially with my secretary. Lawrence is furious. He has never seen Tedesco act so brashly with an inferior Curia member before. As abrasive as he is, he always kept his punches upward, and Lawrence respected this about him. This behavior is new. Oh, I will I? I wasn't particularly civil just now. He almost sounds contrite. Almost. I do want to lay into him, but I feel like this will appeal to him more. No, let's lay into him. Fuck that. Joffredo, please. This isn't like you. Well, in my opinion, this isn't like you to go flattering me instead of being blandly diplomatic. And yet here we are. The sounds are killing me. You don't have to be here at all. Tedesco abruptly puts his fingers to his outer temples and groans a frustrated, pained little sigh. Lawrence briefly worries Tedesco is going through a medical episode. I don't know about that, dog. Sure, let's do it. Joffredo? Tedesco removes his hands from his face. He only takes a moment before he looks completely composed again. Sorry. Ignore that. I'm not gonna ignore that. That would be difficult for me to do. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have started this conversation when I was going through nicotine withdrawal. Lawrence realizes he hasn't seen the vape once during this conversation. Where is your constant companion? Broken. Tedesco says this as though his dearest beloved has died. Good lord. Does Lawrence care? Damn it, hold on. This isn't a Steam game, so I don't have a one button for a screenshot. I need the screenshot though. Oh, that is incredible. Amazing, amazing. 10 out of 10. But he's better at faking it. I wouldn't know the first thing about how to troubleshoot something like this. An interesting choice of words. Constant companion. You will be civil about my constant companion. What's wrong with your vape exactly? Won't turn on. I think its charger isn't working. It probably needs a new one. I mean, can't you walk out? Does the Vatican not have an electronics store? Lawrence gives Tedesco gives Lawrence a pathetic, expectant look. Oh, hell no. Hell no. I am not your little errand boy, Tedesco. I'm not arranging for someone to buy you a new vape charger, Jeffredo. I didn't think you would help. It's in your best interest to get me a working vape one. I'll become so ill and cranky it will make my conversation with Monsignor O'Malley look like a chat between best friends. Would he actually push himself into nicotine withdrawal further just to fuck with the curio? Like, is that he's gonna hurt himself just to mess with Lawrence? No. No. Don't ever pull a stunt like that again, man. I was serious about my warning. I have my limits. And making nice to the good Archbishop is one of them. Yes. He's my staff. Despite what you think, I do know how to pick some battles. And you chose this week to pick this battle? It's going to be All Saints Day soon. Now is the perfect time to talk about long dead saints. So that's why you waited so long to raise the subject. Yes, and I'm not satisfied. I want to see the relic, artifact, whatever you want me to call it. I need you to use your influence to get me through the door. It slowly dawns on Lawrence why Tedesco is behaving like this. He probably tried to secure access and was denied. People in Vatican City have long memories over his treatment of the late Holy Father. I'm too much of a hater. I'm not gonna be too much of a people pleaser. It's your turn to squirm, little boy. I'll try to make time to personally reach out to the commission, but I can't make any promises. You know how busy this week is. Thank you. I know how busy you are. Quickly begins for search. Let me Google something real quick. Are you listening? Why are you on your phone? Can't wait to be on the next meeting? Look at your screen. Lawrence stands up and starts walking away before he can regret what he just did. Lawrence just said, "Bitch, let me Google that for you right here and now." Good lord, this old man does not know how to open a Google search. You know what? Orange and peaches. Hello. It is absolutely the most unrealistic part. He like I think he would know how to Google on a computer. Don't know about his phone though. Usually Tedesco's laughter doesn't bode well, but it's not so bad right now. Dean Lawrence returns to his apartment and finds Monsignor O'Malley waiting for him by the door. Lawrence unlocks the door and invites O'Malley in. How was your day? Excellent and most productive. Alright. We'll sit down. Alright, here's our status with our flock. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Did we lose a... We did not gain a heart with Tedesco. And I'm not mad about it. It's fine. I am very happy with our 5 hearts with Bellini. 4 hearts with, Pope Innocent. Maybe we visit Sister Agnes tomorrow. Get some good hearts on her. Really, it's these and Sister Agnes that I care about. These two down here and Sister Agnes. We're doing well. It seems right now you're closest with Cardinal Bellini. Alright, Ray is being shady again. Is this he's addressing it like he's addressing the fruitiness directly. I've never seen him address it directly like that. Saving a bird and having Bishop Tremblay feed it? Is there some kind of new romantic custom I'm missing? I'm out of practice on the dating scene. That wasn't a date. I was just trying to be charitable. I felt he needed to save a soul. Sure, Thomas. Anyway, you and Cardinal Bellini really do have an impressive history together, don't you? Just what are you implying, Monsignor O'Malley? Nothing. Just old rumors of library activities? Let them stay old. Ray? I'm obsessed with Ray, knowing about all of Lawrence's gay little activities and being like, oh, whatever you want, man. You can have as many of these guys as you want. I'm still angry with Tedesco for being so rude to you. Thank you, Your Eminence. Please don't try to avenge me though. He seems quite agitated. I suspect you're walking a very fine line here. We always are when it comes to Tedesco. It's strange. I heard a rumor that you two got along once. That was decades ago, but yes. He wasn't so set in his ways back then. He wasn't particularly high profile either, so he wasn't playing to a crowd as much. Things would be easier if Tedesco had always been this off-putting. Sometimes friendships decay and it happens too slowly to stop. It's one of God's cruelest trials. It sounds like he's particularly fixated on playing to the crowd this week. Yes, and I don't know how to overcome that. Tedesco seems to hate feeling like he's being managed. Maybe it will catch him off guard if you speak the way you might with any friend. A friend who's been overly cranky for a while. I just think it's worth a try. That's about it for now. Thank you, Ray. I have been talking to everyone. I'm glad to hear it. Please continue to do so this week. We need your guidance, Thomas. I understand. I'll let you rest for the evening. Good night, Ray. Good night, Thomas. Okay, I will say, I have been streaming for 4 hours, and it is nearly midnight, and I am getting to be cranky in a similar way to Tedesco. Not because I need a vape, but because I am a hungry little girl, and I want I want my Taco Bell. So maybe I will continue. I will add a streaming day, so I can stream the rest of this tomorrow. I am not streaming another 4 hours, Velicho. I think that would kill me. Straight up. Uh and I don't want to mess up my voice because because games like this, I think, mess me up simply because I'm just speaking so much. Thank you for following Orange and Peaches. So I'll say we're at the halfway point of the game. We are gonna stop. Thank you so much for hanging out. All of the people on the team, you guys have been so nice. You guys work so hard. It's such a good game. I really do want to finish it on stream because I'm obsessed. Quite frankly, I love this so much. You guys put so much love into the game. So many great little details. So much art, so many sound effects. Satanic panic? Good lord. Okay. I will save and I will continue tomorrow. Thank you to everyone who has dropped by. Let us save. No, let's not overwrite the save. We're panicked. Okay. Day 5, morning. And let us find someone to raid. See, the problem here is I don't know what would be a similar game to raid. I do have some mutuals who are live, so I may just send you over. This game is similar to Tears of the Kingdom, right? Right? Wouldn't it be? Um, thank you to everyone who stopped by. You guys don't have to stay for the raid. If you can, just say hi. I'm gonna chat a little bit with um I'm gonna raid out to my mutual Poison Icy. She's very sweet. She's currently playing Tears of the Kingdom, and if you wanna stick around for the second half of this lovely little game, I'll be doing it tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. GMT +8, and I'll see you then. So let us put this raid together. All right, thank you everyone. It has been a lovely stream, and bye.